have a boogie. I'm sorry.
And we're
I love you.
live. So I'll say it again. I'm not ashamed. It's relatable. Have any of you, we are live, ever had a situation where you got a boogie in your nose, and no matter what you do, you can't get it out? Welcome to
Alright,
Roll
Joe.
with
Let's
Advantage. My name is Joe.
let's
Let's play
play.
some Dungeons and Dragons. Welcome back to the Isles of Iverion campaign. It's great to have everybody back. It's been a minute. Really, Ryan? I think you're lying. Don't be ashamed to admit the truth. It's okay. Grim. Alrighty. So, I think, there we go. Re-angle that a little bit. It's good to have everybody back. I would just like to, since we are back, I'd like to give a big thank you to the artists who do work for the show and the people who compose the music for the intro that you're about to watch. So artists being Lisa, Gemma, Andy, PT, Dat, and Luca and Julia, who composed the music in the intro. Thank you to the wonderful creative artists who do work for the show. Gemma and Lisa playing in the game. This is how I pay you. It's with D&D Fun Times. So,
yeah.
That's it. Let's roll the intro and get started. Understand what these people's problem is with me, everybody. I'm talking about something that's going on in my life and they just don't want to hear it. But that's okay. Sometimes you just got to find better friends. Ones who will listen to your talk about boogies.
Which friend is your wife, boy?
Not anymore.
So, picking up where we left off, let's just go ahead and dive right in to tonight's episode of the Isles of Iverion. So picking up where we left off, all of you had finally made your way to the city of Dragon's Bay. The entire reason of your being here is that there is a cult on the rise, dedicated to House Markle, a group of alleged necromancers and just vile beings who are trying to reassert dominance and control over Iverion, and by that extent, Tarkir as well. As you all know that there are different cultist cells and a lot of cultist activity all over this region of Eridane, the continent that you're currently located on. So, all of you have taken it upon yourselves, with the help of House Bartold, and the funds that they are willing to provide, for the killing of these cult leaders, as well as the retrieval of certain dwarvish artifacts. The subset of dwarves, the Dowie, a group of dwarves who have long since abandoned their homes, but leaving these artifacts behind for some reason. So, all of you know that the next step in your adventure is outside of Dragon's Bay, to the south, to the forested, mountainous regions of Isanalor, a city, or a forest that is said to come alive with flame and fire. The translucent red and orange leaves, and the sunlight casting through them almost seems to, for the stories that you've heard, create the illusion of fire. Now, all of you, luckily, have docked in the city of Dragon's Bay, and you know what you need to do. Captain Heather Scott said that he would take people inside the city over the next week or so and try and find this Simon child, the young boy born with dragon scales and a tail, under the idea that he might have something to do with the cult at large. So, all of you then have your mission. There are a few things you want to do in town before you leave. But other than that, you know that the next thing that you need to do is get whatever supplies you need to travel southward and head in to Isanalor and hopefully find the flower that these cultists are trying to use to destabilize this area. So that's where we're going to pick up. As we left off, which was for all of you 2 weeks ago, but for your characters, just a few seconds ago, you had stepped off the ship onto the dock of Dragon's Bay. I'm going to go ahead and pull you guys to the map here. Just that way you can have an idea of scope and size of the city. Oh, hey, look. And as soon as we get started, Trouble's already here with us. Very cool looking.
Oh, yeah.
Hell yeah. Alrighty. So, there the 5 of you are right near the shallows at the very center of the map. Alright, there you go, buddy. So, there are a few things that, as individuals, you'd like to accomplish inside the city. Some more wholesome than others. Some, definitely illegal. But the choice is up to all of you. As you exit off of the ship, headed into the shallows, into the dockyards, I leave it to all of you. What would you like to do?
Yeah, we need to get supplies, I think is one of the first things we said we need to do. So do we want to do that first, or do we want to figure out where we're staying first?
What time is
That's
it,
the question.
Joe?
Are we
Is
gonna
this
stay
accurate?
here?
It's at 1 p.m.
Yep, it's
Is
about
that-
1 p.m. right now. Mhm.
Okay.
Yep, just mid-afternoon.
I mean, I think it would probably be best to start to gather supplies. If we're going to Issa Nalor, did anybody on the boat like brief us on the area? Like, does anybody have an idea of what kind of forest? Is it just like thick, dense forest? Are there roads? Are there like trails through? What's it like so we know what we need to get?
Yeah, so let me see here. Isles.
I love the chickens in the background.
Yeah. Hey, so it's a lively market. The ship. Let me see here. Who here might have been able to?
Does Din know anything, or?
Okay, yeah. So yeah, as you're making your way off, we'll just say that you get about onto the road, and then you're like, oh shit, maybe we should ask somebody about Issa Nalora. But then, as you bring that up, Din says, oh no, I have some knowledge of it. And you can see that he's definitely still a little shaken, not as cheery as he was just yesterday, showing you all of his new magical tricks he learned. A little bit more stressed, but he does say, from what I remember, the immediate parts of the forest, they are simple to traverse, as the man in charge of this area, Duradine Dupree, he spent quite a bit of effort and money and gold in paving roads that lead from the Dragon's Bay all the way up to Highland Pass. The issue is it was too much of a hassle and too expensive to maintain those roads. So, while most of the bridges and towers are still there, there's no guards along the roads. So, it's a dangerous way to go, but wherever that flower is, it's probably the best way to get there. So, horses and carts will work. Just some areas might be a little bit more tumultuous than others.
Alright, well, I feel a cart might slow us down a bit. Maybe just a few horses. Pack light. Can leave in a hurry if we need to. Nafi's gonna kind of like look around. He's never been here before, has he? I don't think he would.
No, not Dragon's Bay, no.
Alright. Alright. What are we doing, friends? What's the game plan here? Grab a couple of horses. Are we staying the night? Should we just set off in the morning? Nelfian's kind of like eyeing Grok. Not sure what his plans are.
Well, I mean, we've got to get some shot, for the road. But I mean, I've got some shot I need to do. I mean, actually, funnily enough, it's only up here. I need to go to this chapel, pay me respects and all that. I know none of you lot are all out of temples, though, so don't worry about me. But I mean, as long as the road, I'm not asked. I mean, I, I wasn't the easiest on top of an horse last time, but whatever,
We'll just have to get you a pretty big one. All right, well, maybe we split up, get some supplies in town, head off in the evening.
I mean,
Well, I
wouldn't it be
mean,
better to head off in the morning?
well, we could. I mean, I'm not going to be that long. I mean, depends how long. Well, I should hope not. Anyway, all I'm doing is, go on to lay a few coins down. But depends what you lot are up to. We could find like a pub nearby, meet up there in a bit. Doesn't have to be all day.
If we're leaving, then we leave. We leave early tomorrow. We get the full day to get somewhere. Aside from leaving in the evening and then barely getting anywhere before we have to stop again.
All right, well, then let's find ourselves a tavern, get checked in, and take care of any business we need to. And Nalfian's gonna just start walking and locate something.
Okay. Alrighty. So if you are looking for an inn, seems like the closest one will be right here by the Dupree Gate,
Oh, gag.
right south
Has
of Barley Hill.
has Grok ever been here before?
The only reason I think Grok wouldn't have been here before is because of how notoriously
It's a bit fancy.
yeah,
And
fancy.
pirates are like, nah, no go here.
Yeah, because it's like a tourist trap. That's all this city is. Is like everything here is meant to keep people here, to make them think that they're gonna learn how to be an adventurer or anything like that, and then they just end up
Right.
spending all their money and they can't leave.
Odd.
Yeah, it's pretty. It capitalizes on people's want to be an
Wants and
adventurer.
dreams. Yeah.
Right there, Ooh, right next to the gate.
All right, dope.
So as you approach, you can see that right next to this inn in particular, it's maybe a 3-story inn, fairly large, takes up a sizable corner of the street here. And you can see different houses around it and surrounding it. It has this actually wonderful trimmed green garden right near it. And you can see that some of the trees in the area have begun to subtly sort of change to that orangish red hue, as is the tradition in autumn. However, you can see that in the very back there is this huge oak tree that sprawls up and over the top of the roof. The massive oak tree, very, very, very old. And you can see that the sign dangling from right in front of the doorway reads The Royal Oak Inn.
All right. Then we will go inside.
Okay. All right. So as you head in, you can definitely hear that the sounds of the waves that you'd been so used to crashing onto the shore, they begin to fade away, and so do the sounds of the city, as eventually you make your way in, and it shuts behind you. You can see that the inn right now is not fairly busy. Right around lunchtime, most people have probably gone to taverns or other restaurants or bakeries that exist in the area. So the inn right now is fairly empty. You can see that there is a very squat lizard folk individual who's currently attending the counter. You can see them wearing very loose and light garb with these scales that are a tinge of red and orange that cover their body. As you enter, they flash their very, very sharp teeth at you in what originally you take as an insult or as aggression, but then you realize this is just this lizard's folk best attempt at smiling, as they just kind of bare their teeth and show them to you and say, "Why, hello, welcome to the Royal Oak Inn. Is there anything I can assist you with this afternoon? Are you here to purchase rooms, or are you looking for information? As I hear, the Lord Dupree is always looking for brave adventurers to venture out into the swamp.
Yeah, you can save all that. We actually just need a room. A couple at that. There's about 5 of us. 2 rooms should be fine.
2 rooms. Oh, okay. Of course. 2 rooms, of course. Do you know how long you'll be staying?
Just till morning.
Till morning. Okay. Do you know what rooms you'd like? Would you like to live in the high life, or would you like to live in squalor?
Now, if he just kind of like squints at him, the fuck do I look like to you? The high life.
Ah, oh, yeah, of course. All right, for the 2 rooms, then, you'll be looking at, for 1 night, 50 gold total.
Nothing will give him 50 gold.
Ah, thank you, thank you. High life for you is true. Counts out the 50 gold. All right, here are your keys. They are right next to each other. If you'd like, I do have 2 keys for rooms that are conjoined. A door leading to each one.
Sure, why not?
That will be an extra 5 gold surcharge.
Fucking what?
Then why don't you just forget about it?
Are you sure? There's a common area between the 2 rooms.
All
We're here
right.
for one. We're here for one fucking night. Don't bother. It's a load of shite.
Well, you heard the man. We'll be fine.
Okay, if you insist. If you change your mind, I will be down here. He slides the other 2 keys towards you. Or the same 2 keys towards you.
Fuck, these better be the best fucking rooms we've ever slept in for 50 gold pieces. And he'll hand like 1 key to Eurydice. All right.
Okay.
So, any business needs to be handled, supplies. You got all day. We'll meet back here this evening, and in the morning we will head off. Stay out of trouble.
Of course we're going to stay out of trouble. Although, shouldn't we talk about what are you guys going to get? We need to coordinate what we're getting.
If you need to know anywhere to go, I'd be more than happy to give you directions. If you'd like a guide to the city, though, it can also be gotten for you. It's only 5 gold. A tour of the whole city.
Gold per minute.
I didn't specify for a reason.
I think we can manage.
If you insist, the city's pretty big. I just don't want you to get lost.
I think we'll be fine. Thank you very much. And it's gonna like kind of lead people away so that he's not like constantly being like, "Hey, here's a new
Fucking
place."
listen to the conversation.
Also,
Yeah.
being the brave adventurers you seem to be, I would avoid the southern side of the city. There have been bandits that have taken up hold in that area. So it's a little dangerous. But
And don't we just like shoot him like dagger eyes?
yeah. Well, roll an intimidation check with advantage. Because he's definitely gonna shut up, but it'll just depend how bad he shuts up.
Oh, with advantage. I didn't even ask me to.
Oh, okay. Well, all right,
Well, let's go with the first one.
Yeah. So the bandits in the city are. You know what? You all seem like you can handle yourselves. He just kind of goes back to looking at the counter. As Nalfian, you're still staring at him. He kind of looks up. You know what? Who said someone needs me in the back? Oh, you're good. Okay. And he kind of goes back into the back room.
Great. So anyway, I think Rock and I can handle getting the horses.
Okay. We all have adventurers packs, don't we? So we should already have like bedroll, I think, and stuff.
Yeah, if you would have brought that
Yeah,
off the
we
ship
should.
with you.
For sure.
All right.
You have tents though.
No,
I
no
mean, we've got
tents.
the thinger.
Yeah.
From
Din
Din.
has
Leoman's tiny
the
hut, yeah.
yeah.
So
right there.
the horses
We
won't
don't-
be able to fit in there, but
Maybe a few health potions wouldn't be a bad idea.
okay.
Yeah.
Going
Okay,
out
so
there.
we want health potions and we need rations.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah. Health potions, rations.
I do want to see if I can track down the component thingy for Twig Summon Beast.
Okay.
Okay. Ulysses also gonna ask Grok at some point, like just before they all like split off. He's gonna be like, yeah, I almost forgot. I was gonna get some more decks of Kingdoms and Castles because it's kind of hard for you and him to also play with us if you don't have decks. Wondering if you were to have a deck of somewhere in Ithaca, where would you want?
But I mean, what? Where have they got? I've been to a lot of places. Where have they got?
Well, me and Twig have Bella Clara and Ephera, but you can have places like Iverion and Tarkia. Joe, what are the others?
Pretty much anything. You know, there are the natives of Afera. The
Taken, man.
that's right. They are taken. There are the diplomatic peoples of Thural, the Republic of Thural, the plutocracy of Bella Clara, the monks of Lashar, the different the Council of Yggdrasil, or the more savage and aggressive Fractured Peninsula clans. Let's see, what's the right word? The kingdoms of Tarkir and Iverion. There's also the merchants of the Gemstone Archipelago, or the raiders of the Gemstone Archipelago.
Oh, Grok could go for the Raiders, for sure. Give us I've like I told you lot, I've been to the Gemstone. That's where I got Fakungama, and it's a good laugh,
Yeah.
to be fair. But none of the fucking soft arse trading types. Get us some people, a bit of grit, bit of fight in them.
No, I can do that. I'll get you the Raiders.
All right, sounds good.
And I guess we're all then. If there's anything else, I think we're all splitting off to go get our things. For some of you to do shady shit.
I don't know what you mean.
Shit now, though?
We're going to get horses, dude. What do you mean? Fuck you talking about?
Let me
That's-
throw all these bad boys down. Twig. Then. Boom. All right, there you go. Then we'll go ahead and go to, although they might be a little overpriced, he is going to head to, let's see here. It's going to be somewhere around here. Noble Hillside, Dupree Heights, Smuggler's Cove. Yeah, he's going to head to the Shadow Tide, which is just right around there, in search for the scrolls that he needs. So he's going there. Doop, 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 doop. There we go. So those two scrolls. Oh, geez. Which ones did you want him to find? The ones he was going to buy was Sending for one. I remember that much.
Was it Thunderstep?
Yeah, Sending and Thunderstep. Those were the two.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Beautiful. All right. Cool. So he's going to go buy those. He can handle that cost himself. Din is a self-sustaining NPC. All right.
That's why we love him.
Okay. Alrighty. So then, are Eurydice and Twig heading off together, and Nalf and Grok are heading off together? Is that the split I'm understanding?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okie dokie. All right. There you go. Add those right there. Coolio. So let's go ahead and start with the more wholesome activity here. Eurydice and Twig. What are the what are the two of you doing? Sorry, that's an assumption on my part. I guess I don't know exactly what.
Before they go,
Oh, yes.
nah. Nalfian is just going to hand Eurydice 100 gold pieces and just say, "Get what you guys need," and that's it. And then walk away.
I don't want your money.
Except I
No, I
kind of
want that
do
money.
because he has much more than me.
Well, I figured you guys are we're gonna need health potions if we're going out here. So I don't know how much they're
yeah.
gonna be. So
We have much. I think me and Twig have less than combined than you do
Yeah,
overall.
yeah, so
Honestly.
you just would just kind of like hand it to her and catch up with Grok.
She doesn't say anything.
Okay. Sick. Alrighty. So then, Twig, Eurydice, where are you heading?
Well, I mean, anywhere where we can get basic supplies, which by the sounds of this place wouldn't be hard to find the direction of.
Yeah,
To
like
mainly get just general like supplies and like rations and shit and potions. Be nice.
Okay.
a real good store or something, I suppose.
So, the potions you would have to get at an alchemy shop. That is true. And the closest alchemy shop is right up here by Melora's Chapel. So that's where that would be. But in terms of general goods,
Get my Twig.
you are probably looking for. Sorry, just trying to see here. Blacksmith, shipyard, artificer, bank, garrison. So for a lot of those general goods supplies that you might need, for things like rations, you could probably find those at the alchemy shop. But in terms of anything else, probably just best to go to the shipyard for any general goods sales there. So going from the right up here where you guys are currently at, and then down here where this little anchor is, between those two places, you probably get most of what you need.
Okay. So how much would we be spending if we wanted to get like? I don't know how many rations we need. What's a good ballpark for that?
Well, rations are not expensive. Rightfully so, because people need to eat, and most people don't make that much money. So, if we are going for ration prices here, we're probably looking at a grand total per ration cost of... Is it really? I really look up ration and didn't even pull it up. That's pretty terrible. Why are there so many different things here? Okay, ration. 1 day of rations is 5 silver.
Okay.
It's 5 of us. So like, how many? Because
Hey,
do we
David,
have like a
rapper.
rough estimate of like how long it's gonna actually take us to get there?
Yeah. So here, let me.
We don't know. Do we know exactly where we're going?
I thought the goal was to head towards Highland Pass. Like that'll take us through
Yeah.
Isinalor.
We lost Nelfian.
Oh no.
This is just speaking.
Yeah.
You get that, bud?
Whoa,
Okay.
what that was all about.
Yeah, because like if we have enough to get down there plus like a few days on top of that, then we should be fine.
We could always hunt
Enough to
something
get
too.
back as well, right?
Yeah.
If you really want to go hunting around Twig, that will be your decision.
Well,
Okay,
figure it
because
out.
you guys don't have a cart, you could travel at a fast pace, which in D&D talk is 30 miles a day. And it's 480 miles to Highland Pass, so you'd be looking at 16 days of travel.
To get there.
Just to get to Highland Pass, yes.
Okay, and we probably want them for the coming back as well, right?
Well, at that point, you could just go to Highland Pass.
Okay,
and
so
buy more.
we're looking at 800 silver to get there and back. And then anything we want on top of that.
I think he kind of said we could just buy them in. If we need more, we can just buy them in Highland Pass.
Yeah, it's better to do it that way.
So yeah, you'd be looking. Oh god, that's expensive. You'd be looking at 200 gold worth of rations.
Yeah, nah, fuck that shit. Use our
Okay.
rations or use our gold for the health potions. I feel like we're gonna need those way more.
For 15 days. What do you do maths for me, please?
Yeah, I
Wait.
just
Where did your maths come from?
did it.
Wait, because like if
16
it's
days to get there.
5 silver per ration, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then 25 for the party, and if it's going to take us 16 days to get up there, then that's at least 400 to just get there.
It's 400 silver.
Silver, so 40 gold.
40.
Okay.
Right. Yeah. 10 gold
No.
and a silver? Oh,
No,
fuck.
no,
10
because
silver and a gold?
oh yeah. Sorry. My bad. I was.
Yeah.
I don't know what
Come
I was
at
thinking.
me.
For a second, I was thinking that. I don't know why. I thought 2 silver was 1 gold. I don't know what the fuck.
What is happening?
Okay, so it's 400 to get there. That's what I'll say. So it's 800 silver there and back, or 400 if we just want to go one way.
Yeah, so 40 or 80.
Let's just do 40.
Whew.
Make
Yeah.
it easy. Make it easy,
Rations,
guys.
man.
Make it easy.
This right here is D&D how it was meant to be played.
5D chess, baby. It's fine.
This is why we
This
don't
is-
play
this
D&D
is-
like that.
No, this
yeah,
is
no,
1D
just grab
chess
some
right
rations
now.
and call it a good.
This-
Call it good.
This is 1D
Okay,
chess.
Struggling with 1D chess. Fuck.
40 gold worth of rations.
40.
We suck
Okay.
at 1D chess. Okay. 40 gold. Yeah,
Okay.
the whoever you buy the rations from, they're like, "Guess just get out of my face."
Okay, I'll take that
Ah.
off. So we have rations. I'm just gonna put that in my notes. The rations.
Yeah, okay. And then how many health potions do we think we'll need? Do we want to just like get... Because like I've already got one already.
I got one
It's
as
like-
well.
Have one as well. But how much are they each?
Well, it just depends
Jamie,
what
do you have one?
just depends what kind you want. Because a regular healing potion, so the 2d4
I mean,
plus
probably
2
regulars, right?
is 50.
Okay. Okay.
50 gold a pop.
And if we were gonna
Well,
get like
it's
a
20.
greater ones,
It's 200 to
Skyrim.
250.
I don't think
My
we need
God.
greater. I think we can stick to regular. Because
yeah,
if
stick to
anything, it'll be
regular.
getting us out of pinch. Because like Twig can heal, and it's just like, you know,
Yeah.
yeah.
I think
Okay.
I don't know. Do we want to just get like 3? Because like everyone has one besides Grok. I think I don't know. He hasn't said anything. And then just like 2 just as little sparesies.
Jamie, how many health potions do you have?
Good question.
Because I don't know if you have any. Because I remember Twig giving you one like when we were dealing with Snake
I
and
may
Ross,
have
so...
one. Let me check.
I think we all have at least one.
Nope. I
Okay.
used that
Yeah.
one
You
that
know-
you gave me.
Yeah.
I've got
Okay.
none.
Yeah.
So
okay.
yeah. So if we get 3, so
Okay.
then that's 1 for everyone, and then plus 2 spares.
Yeah.
That should be right. Right.
There we go.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So then
150.
yeah.
Cool.
You marking that down, Lisa? Say yes,
Yeah, I'm
please.
marking. Yeah,
Okay.
I'm marking it down. I'm just,
I said I don't want to pay
I'm
for it
doing
because I need my money.
Oh god.
I'm doing it. Okay.
No, I was just checking. Anyway.
Okay, I'm pay paradigm platinum because. Yeah.
Beautiful.
So I have 3 health potions now.
All right.
Awesome. So got rations, got health rations. Is there anything else we needed to get?
Kingdoms and
Twig start
castles
looking for
decks.
everything here. Oh yes, very important.
Very
Go
important.
some decks, but they're expensive, aren't
Yeah.
they?
10 gold each.
Okay, never mind.
Not bad.
Let's go.
Yeah, it's for the extra
Yeah.
rare, like holographic cards. That's when you start to get really expensive.
For holographic cards,
Yeah.
huh?
Yeah.
And Twig get a deck of holographic.
Whoa! Twig's big spender, huh?
No,
Twig
it's
are
just
just
no
nerding
money.
out.
I just want them because shiny thing.
Oh, did you want to? You would also been able to have gotten your components for that spell at the alchemy shop.
Oh, okay, cool.
So that would have
there's,
just
all
been
my money gone.
Yeah, 200. Yep.
200. Yeah. Awesome.
Hey. Okay. But if you guys wanted to get those kingdoms and castles cards, you would have to go to. That's wrong tool. You'd have to go to the Merchants Guild over here. Bloop 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 bloop.
Okay.
There we go. Yep. The gold district over here. Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
We'll go there. And getting Grok his raiders, the Gemstone Archipelago. I'm gonna get Din, because Isles and Tarkir are they're like counted as one deck.
No.
They're two.
They're 2 decks, yeah.
I'll get in the Isles one, and I'll get Nalfian the Tarkir one.
Oh. Nalfian is a man of honor, so he should appreciate that.
One for Din.
Aries eyes. I feel like it was appropriate for Din because he's an Isles boy.
Oh wait, sorry, I didn't hear you say like you're getting one for Din.
Yeah, I am.
Din's
Okay, that's what I was just checking. No.
Oh boy, no.
We don't like the boy Bartolds around here. We only like Aunt Beth. All right.
Din can stay. Them too.
Actually, you know what? You're gonna see. Roll a D100 for me, real quick. We'll see if there's one deck that's available to purchase.
Yes.
Yeah, there's a specific deck that I have in mind, but we'll see if it's available.
Oh. Please say yes.
Availability. Okay.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah,
Is it holographic?
there's a no. There is one deck. It's a rare deck, so it's a little bit more expensive. It's about 25 gold.
Okay.
But it is an Underdelph, Underdark. Dark Elf.
Oh.
Underdelph.
Oh.
Underdelph. Yep.
You gotta get it, right?
It
Can't tell if he's gonna
You gotta get it.
or he's gonna hate me.
You gotta
for
get it. You gotta get it. Twinkle while you get it.
Yeah, pretty much.
To be like, hey, get it.
You are the matriarch of Menzo Baranzan, the largest city in the Underdark.
Get it. You gotta get it.
Like Yuri's gonna be there, like kind of looking at it, like, is he gonna hate that? Don't know if he's gonna hate that. Is Twig actually pushing her to get it? Like, be like, yeah,
yeah.
get it.
Remember the last
It's a
time
rare
Twig
deck,
pushed
man.
you to do something?
Yeah, only good.
Yeah, you got a date with Mackie out of it.
Yeah.
Fuck it, yeah, I get it.
It seems appropriate, right?
Okay.
I mean, it's appropriate. I'm wondering whether he's gonna think it's appropriate. That's the thing. I mean, he doesn't seem too fond of the Underdark.
Well, maybe not, but I don't know. I think it's still a good idea, and it'd be nice to have all the decks at some point, you know.
You know,
mean,
if
that's
you're
true.
looking to collect them all, I do have a few mint items here in my collection. A few cards that are independent of any deck. They are freelance. They are heroes, adventurers. Some are tied to certain nations, but I have two currently who are free of any ties to any nations. Do you know of the Guardians of Fate?
No.
No.
So I do.
That's all right. Some stories have a little bit of a harder time getting around. Are you familiar with the Gemstone Archipelago?
Yes.
Ah, good. There is a mountain that exists north of the Gemstone Archipelago. A great dwarven fortress by the name of Durandur. Many, many, many years ago it was lost, taken over by an evil lich by the name of Chiron. The Guardians of Fate sailed from their homes, collectively coming together and with only 4 of them. And, well, 5, really. They were able to fight through the depths of this tormented hall and free the denizens of Durandur from the wrath of the Lich Chiron. Now, I only have 2 of the 5 in my possession. I have one Kazurkek, Choksada, a lizard folk predator, a masterful user of a crossbow, has an active ability that he can take out any hero on the field in just one shot. The other one that I have is Delha Blue, a high elf cleric of Pelor. Has the ability to, should a hero die, spend one action, one moment in game, one ability to bring them back to life. And my favorite about Delha, this took a while to find, but, and he pulls it out of this very sleek glass container and kind of shines it in the light, and you can see that it's holographic and it's beautiful. Being a cleric of Pelor, there is this like shining orange and red and white light coming off of it, and like you can see he's shining it down on Twig's face, and you can just see it like light her face up, just from like reflecting off the card, the sun shining onto her face, kind of creating like a little light display on her face.
Cool. Yeah, that's a good question. How much are they?
Well, for Choksada Kazurkek, or as it's said he was called by his friends, Kiki, the lizard folk predator, you will be looking at a total price of 75 gold pieces. Now for Delha, because of her rare ability... Sorry, Twig's reaction is exactly how I react when I got really into Magic and I learned how much some cards were. For Delha, because of her extremely rare circumstances, her incredible active ability, and how rare her card is in general, you'll be looking at a total cost of 150 gold pieces. Now, I am willing to pair these two together to sell them to you for the low, low price of 210 gold pieces.
You have a tenth of that.
Well, I physically do not have enough. Okay. You can see, like, I feel like both Twig and Yuri are just like, when he says the prices. It's just gonna be like, no, they're, something to definitely consider. We read like kingdoms and castles and they're collect, but I think I'm gonna stick with these 3 decks instead.
Of course.
And she's getting the Underdark one in place of the Tarkir one.
Very well. Still a rare collection to add. However, if at any point in time you wish to upgrade any of your decks with any number of cards, feel free to come back to my stall. Now, I will say if you happen to change your mind, we can always work out financing programs so you can take these cards with you today and only put down a small amount of money and make payments.
This is how you get yourself into debt. I'm fine, thank you. We're not staying for very long.
Now, I will also say, in order to enter one of these contracts, you only need to be 14 years old. And he looks...
Look at Twig like, no, don't do it, don't do it.
Nah, man, she wouldn't.
Cool.
Well,
You're just like, yeah, I think we're fine. We're good. I'll just get these, please.
of course.
She'd still be like just staring at the card, but she's not gonna say anything. She's like, alright, that's way too much money.
That will be 35 gold pieces total for the regular deck and the more rare Drow Dark Elf Underdark deck.
I feel like he said the other one was 25.
Yeah,
Just say
because
15.
you were buying 2?
I'm getting 3. I'm getting
Oh, 3. Okay, sorry.
I'm getting 1 for Din, 1 for Grok, 1 for Nalcian.
45
Would be
gold
45.
pieces. For the Raiders,
She hands
Iverion, and Dark Elf. All right. Shuffles the coins together, counts them out, and slides you the 3 wooden small deck cases with your 3 new decks of Kingdoms and Castles.
Ooh, makes so much money.
On an imaginary card game.
Oh, yeah.
I love it.
It's like that. It's so cool. Why wouldn't you?
God.
We'll go get those cards one day.
So, just so you know, for your own notes here, as I said, there are 3 different sort of commerces or 3 different resources that any one nation uses. So there is gold, so how much wealth a nation creates. There's faith, how faithful a nation is, and then there is blood, how much military force and power that nation has, just through pure brute strength. Now, the Drow are a difficult deck to play because they are a dual deck, where they not only are a faith-based nation, but they are also a blood-based nation. The Raiders are just blood, and the Isles of Iverion, they are a gold-based nation. So Nalvian's going to have a little bit of a learning curve to playing a dual... a dual...
Multicolored deck.
Yeah, a multicolored deck, yeah.
You'd be fine.
I need a Kingdoms and
You'd be
Castles
fine.
document. That's what I really need.
Yeah.
Fucking do. Okay.
Oh,
Is that all
do you have any
we
other business?
need?
I mean, I think that's all we really need, right?
You good for bolts and stuff?
Yeah, because I got them in Ravenrock.
Yeah.
Okay, what time would we be looking at when we'd, like, gone around and done all this?
Finish up all that. I'd probably say maybe 3, 4 p.m. Just having to walk through the city streets and having to... Now that you guys know how dangerous it can be, having almost been swindled a few times now, you kind of like when you're... Well, this might only be applicable to Kayla and I, because I think we're the only 2 people... Or maybe Jamie, if you've ever been to a mall. But how they're like there are salespeople who stand around in malls, and they have like little kiosks, and they'll yell at you, and they'll be like, "Oh, would you like to try these soaps? I have soaps here. Look, let me wash your hands."
Joe, I
real
feel
quick.
like that's everywhere, not just an American mall thing.
Well, it's just such a vivid memory in malls because of how terrible they are. Like they're vultures.
Also, Twig would absolutely hate that. She was
Yeah.
like practically hiding behind you in the sea light this whole time.
And the best
Okay,
way to do it is just not to make eye contact. Don't even tell them no. And that's kind of what you guys have learned. So it was a little bit of a process getting there. So probably 4:30, 5 o'clock, right around there.
Okay, Yuri's gonna kind of turn to Twig when they've managed to get all their cards and all that stuff. She's gonna be like, "Ooh, there are some really nice gardens around here. And kind of wait out there for a little bit and then go meet the boys back at the tavern.
Okay.
Let's
could
go. We can look
maybe
at
get
these
a game
decks."
in as well.
Yes. We're gonna be playing with the boys. We need to make sure we're practiced and ready so we can beat them.
Okay.
Going to the gardens. One of them.
Okay. All right.
Probably
sounds
like
good.
one that's like closer by, right? To where the
Yeah.
cabin is. Make it easier for us.
Yeah, so honestly, probably one of the best places to go then, in all honesty, if you want to be closer to where you need to be, probably right around Barley Hill. While most of that is just hops, there still are some very beautiful trees just right around Melora's chapel there. So I'll go ahead and drag you guys over there. So you could probably say you guys could go back here, behind the chapel.
Okay.
Some nice isolated areas there. And you guys sit down for your game. Now, we won't do the whole process, but what we'll do here is both of you either go ahead and make an intelligence check or a wisdom check, whichever one you want to.
Don't like them making this against Twig, 'cause she's got good wisdom.
Bucky rolls though.
Ooh, okay. All right. No new discoveries are made about your deck or any synergies that exist within it. However, Twig, after about an hour and a half, 2 hours, a grueling game with its good points, Twig, you are able to come out victorious with the natives of Afera, right?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. All right. Your faith-based nation demolishes Eurydice's commerce-based
Clara.
nation of Bellaclara? Okay, yeah.
It's gold. It's gold.
Yep. Hey, the last time you guys played, gold did win out, but Faith, this time you were able to unite the people of Afera behind you, Twig, and they rallied to your call, and no amount of gold could stop the ancestral guardians of the natives of Afera coming together to sail across the ocean to destroy Bellaclara. Very civilization battles happen. But yeah, okay. All right. Cool, no doubt. So you two do that, a couple hours pass, and with that, we will jump to what I'm sure is going to be also just a nice jaunt in the park, Nalfian and Grok. So, the two of you watch Eurydice and Twig head off in a direction to go get potions, go get supplies for your journey, and the two of you are left alone as Din has already left to find those scrolls. So, what are the boys up to this evening? I know last time the boys were left alone, wholesome activities were had, so I'm excited to see what happens this time.
Nalfin is just kind of like leaning. It's gonna be that edge boy and just like lean up against a wall. He just has that shitty grin on his face and a little bit more of a sparkle in his eye, and he's just waiting for Grok to say the word.
They also have a dagger in his hand.
A flip stagger, yeah. Fucking why not? Let's go for the full look.
Love it.
Right. I mean, I don't know how much, funny business we're getting up here. But did I mention we've got to go to this chapel?
You didn't give me very specific details, but what are we doing at this chapel?
Well, that's just it. I don't know. I just know we need to find some key. But just make sure, it's back, where we came, off the ship. So just make sure, the girls don't see. I think, it'd look a bit weird if we said we're gonna get horses, then you're coming with me some temple. It's a bit weird.
We can be fast. It's a big city. I'm
Well-
sure they won't notice.
Well, I should be alright, but I don't really know how we're finding it, what the key looks like. It's just a key.
Right.
The only thing I know is it's just in this place, and it's like, the temple's dedicated to my lord, but that's,
Well, we have a wonderful track record in temples, so I'll be on my best behavior.
I'm not fucking asked if you are or you aren't.
Lead the way. I'm behind you.
Yeah, Rock will kind of make his way there. He's not rushing, but he's also not completely dawdling. He's just kind of being Rock.
Yeah, you're just taking your time. Trying to just mosey your way through the city. Most of the merchants, they don't even try and swindle the two of you. Seeing the very obvious fuck off pirate attitude and fuck off mercenary attitude, there's only one who has the gall, and I'll let you guys have this one. As he does approach, he's trying to sell some type of like gem encrusted dagger to the two of you, claiming that it was, once used by a great hero thousands of years ago to slay this monstrous dragon. And he's just peddling it to it. He says, "You must understand, this is rare, this is fancy. This right here has the blood of heroes in it."
It looks fucking stupid.
Oh, Grog, let me grab my coin first. 1 second, friend. And Nelfin's gonna reach around and reach into his little pouch, and then he's gonna pull out his hand and just flick him off.
Yes, I can see a man of intelligence here, a very, very smart. All right, fine. Fuck off then. No, fuck.
Can you make
fuck
change
off.
for
Go.
that? No change. All right.
All right, fuck you two.
Have a great day.
Fuck off. The voice drops. Everything drops. The dagger goes back into the pouch, and he goes back to his stall.
This place is fun.
All right. So the two of you make your way through the Bayside Promenade and eventually to the steps that lead up to Melora's chapel. So you make your way up. You can see that there are these beautiful trees that are not just green or tinged with yellow or orange, but they're also purple and red and teal as they sort of shift and change. Being this close to the temple, there is a wonderful smell in the air. It's very, very refreshing. You can see that there is a good bit of steam and fog that is coming out of the temple itself, and you can hear the sound of rushing water coming from within inside of it. So, do the two of you enter?
Is there a lot of people walking around outside, or?
Not too many, because you guys would have gotten here at about 2.
Okay.
So, yeah, no, not too many people. Most people come for an evening service or as soon as they get off the ship to thank Melora for a safe passage.
Okay. Then yeah.
Yeah, all right.
Let's mosey on in.
Alrighty, cool. So the two of you head in to the building, and what you see in front of you is a what could be considered archaic in design. Simple marble, carved with some very, very simple patterns etched into it. And you can see in this building, it's fairly large on the inside. That steam, as I said, rolling around, blocking the view of most things. But you can see different passageways and doorways that lead off to different wings. But the thing that catches your eye is you can see at the very end of the temple, there is a waterfall at the end that seems to come down and create these pools of water inside this temple. And you can see that waterfall originates from the hands of a very roughly carved from not marble, but almost opal. It is a very, very light white material with veins of green and purple and blue. And the water is coming out of her hands and dropping past a bridge and then flooding into the rest of the temple. And you can see that hovering above her hands, that the water is passing over, is a small orb, no bigger than like a baseball, that is swirling, and sometimes the water is picked up by it and is swirled around it and then drops back down into the water. You can see that the orb itself is teal on the outside, but you can see these bright oranges and yellows that peer through that teal and cascade some amount of light on what you would assume to be the Fey Warden known as Melora. So, I'll pull you to the scene here. So, pretty much instead of this right here, right, what's right there, it's what I described, where it is a woman holding it, and from her hands is originating that water. And the orb is floating above it. You can see that the room is maybe about 100, 150 feet long. At least this room in particular is about 50 feet wide. It does split off into separate rooms or doorways. But for the most part, this is what it is.
Kind of like whispering over his shoulder, looking around. Nalfian's just gonna say, "We have to find a key in this place. It's fucking huge."
Oh, it's not that bad, It's like, I mean, I thought that until I saw this person, and he just like points at the statue with a shitload of water. It's like, I mean, it's got to be that, hasn't it? It's like, I don't know. I mean, it doesn't look like some key, that thing. Maybe it's in there. I mean, should I just get in the water? Is that
Nothing's gonna like look around. Is anyone watching us?
No one's actively watching, but you can see there are a few priests and priestesses that are just walking around.
I will say, Grok's not being quiet. He is just
Oh,
saying this
fuck.
at normal volume.
Nah, Nelson was trying to whisper. That's okay. um, ah, fuck. I just have a funny feeling they're not gonna like us just taking it. Is it high, Joe? Or is it, can he like, I mean, Grok's fucking tall. Is it something he just reach out and take, or?
I mean, he would have to get up here, like go up the stairs, and then get on this ledge. And then he could probably reach it. But he would definitely have to stand on somewhere where a person should not be standing in order to reach it. He doesn't have to climb anything, like scale anything, but he would have to climb up somewhere where he shouldn't be in order to grab it successfully.
I mean, we can have a look around, but like, it's gotta be that, hasn't it? Surely.
Or were you told what it was gonna look like, or were you just expected to feel it when you got here?
Second one, he said, just
You know it when you see it?
find the key. But I mean, it doesn't look like a key, does it?
What fucking door does that open?
So, I don't know. Water, innit?
How about this? Let's take a look around first before we just jump in. We don't want to create too much noise if we're trying to stay in the city tonight. So let's take a look around first, see what people are saying. Maybe we can find out what the fuck it is first and go from there.
Fair enough. I mean, worst case, I just say it. I didn't realise it was a temple. I came in for a bath.
I think that'll work. Perfect. Perfect. Nothing like pinches the bridge of his nose. Can we just wander around the room, Joe?
Yeah, of course.
Anytime we walk by, Alfie's just gonna like give them like the sign of the cross. Just like, yes. Blessed day, isn't it? Well, wonderful. Is there anyone who looks like they're in charge?
Yeah, make a perception check.
Alright.
Most of the priests in here and priestesses are wearing fairly simple brown robes trimmed with teal, but let's see if you notice something else. Okay, yeah. You are able to see, standing right around where the orb is, pacing up and down the stairs, and every once in a while into the waterfall, throwing these different mixtures of what looks to be dried up, crushed herbs of some kind, throws them up into the waterfall, and then says a few words. You can see an older, very, very old woman, probably hard to tell. You can tell that she's an elf. She has deeper brown skin, pointed ears, and long white hair. Sorry, there was a goose that just flew in front of the fucking window.
I know, I saw it from here.
I thought he was going to try and break in, steal my Skittles. The older woman, wood elf, wrinkly face, probably 150, 200 years old in elf years, as she is just standing, and then every once in a while throws up the bushels of dried herbs into the waterfall. And you can see, Nalfian, that she is the only person in here wearing any type of jewelry. You can see that she has a necklace on that is very, very simple and almost crude in make and fashion. It is what looks to be like a topaz and I always say it wrong, but agate, right? Yeah, agate. And then a few balls of opal that are strung around her neck with a simple piece of leather. But she's the only person in here wearing any. So you can see her just throw those in and then make her way down the stairs, talk to a few of the other priests and priestesses, and then make her way back around and throw herbs in there again.
Okay. Now Fian would just very casually go up to her and say, good afternoon. And here's a smile.
She returns the smile and says, welcome to Melora's chapel. I am very blessed to have you here today. How may I be of service to you?
Oh, well, you see, first time prayer and all that. Just checking out the energies of the room and, Also sightseeing, could you tell me what that is? And I'll point to the orb.
That is a way in which for us to have a small piece of Melora here on the material plane with us. It serves as a reminder, as a idol of the magics that she possesses. It helps freshen the waters, as sadly there is a good bit of pollution in them. It freshens them, it cleanses them, and along with the herbs I throw in, they are refreshed. And we are able to get clean drinking water to the people of Dragon's Bay.
Right. Is Grok listening to this?
I mean, as much as Grok would be.
Gotcha. And, does it open any doors? Like, if it was, like, also a key of some sort, just hypothetically.
Not to my knowledge, no.
Now, if I told you I dropped my house key around here somewhere, would you know where I could pick that up?
He's asking for the lost and found. Don't mind him. He's a bit strange. He's new to these parts.
Quite new. Quite strange.
Yes, there are some who leave items. I will take you and I can show you where they are at. She
Well, after you.
slowly begins to make her way down the stairs and down through this doorway right here. Makes her way through another set of stairs and eventually into a smaller room, and you can see there are a collection of different chests in here, 2 or 3. She says, anything that was left, you should be able to find in any of those chests there. Do you know what the key looked like? I might be able to help you find it.
Well, you see, my memory is a little fuzzy. Too much and he kind of like gestures that he drank too much.
Yes, of course.
But I'm sure if I just kind of look around, as soon as I see it, it'll hit me. Right, Grok? It'll just hit me.
Yeah, sure.
Oh God. Yeah. So, if she doesn't mind, Nelfin will just like start looking through these chests, I guess.
Yeah, she's gonna stay in here with you, but
I figured.
yeah.
Okay, well, Nelfin's gonna like go through them and like hold it up and try to inspect it, but then also as he's inspecting it, elbow Grok and like, I don't know if there's shit in these these chests.
Make an investigation check.
Okay. It would help if we knew what the fuck we were looking for. Investigation. This is the wrong person to be doing this. Oh, I lied. I fucking lied. Hell yeah.
Okay. So as you are picking through the crates and chests that are in here, you find a few interesting things for one. It seems as though somebody left, a fair bit of jewelry here. Very, very nice jewelry, in fact. Then you recognize that it could be worth upwards of 400 gold if sold to the right seller. You also do find what looks to be a dagger of some sort, magically enhanced to be ever sharper and unable to be broken or withered away by time.
Let's see.
You also do find what looks to be a collection of jackets and leather gloves. Only ever the left or right, never the same matching glove. There's one shoe that you find in these crates.
Great.
You also find one platinum piece that was left in one of these crates.
Now I assume I can't just take this.
You did tell her you were looking for a key, so
How hard's she watching?
just she's not like eagle eye or anything. You could maybe try and slip something past her, but it's up to you if you want to try.
What is my sleight of hand is the real question. Should be pretty good. Yeah, +5.
I mean, if Grok's getting the vibe that Nal's putting down, I guess he would try and distract her as well. He wouldn't just like...
I mean, he's pulling stuff out and showing Grok, and if, you know what I mean? There's some valuable stuff in there, so... I'll see what I can get. What if I roll a sleight of hand? Is that okay?
Yeah. What are you trying to get? It'll be for each item. You have to roll sleight of hand.
I don't really think I need the dagger because, like, I have a magical dagger.
Yeah, that's
but
true.
we could always use more money because we're quickly going through gold this episode. So I guess I'll try to like snag some jewelry.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Make a sleight of hand check.
Okay.
Grok, are you? Oh, that was almost 19. Grok, are you chatting her up, or were you focusing on Nalfian?
No, if he sees Nalfian like kind of like looking at like fancy jewels and going like, I think he'd get what Nalfian's putting down.
Yeah.
I'd be like, oh, how long have you been here? I mean, you look quite what's the word? Old. Is that the right word?
You are right. I am old. I have no shame in that. I have been a servant of Melora for around 150 years, and I have been in this chapel here for around 100.
Oh, is there other chapels like this around here?
Yes, there are 3. Nalfian, go
What,
ahead.
in this
Roll with
in this
advantage.
town?
No. There are 3 spread out over the world.
Are you fucking serious? This is more like me rolling.
Yeah, well, you rolled that natural 20. There are 3. There is one here where you stand right now. There is one that exists in the kingdom, or in the Republic of Thorol. And then there is one that exists within the Gemstone Archipelago.
Oh, I've been there.
Yes, have you ever had Fokongama?
Yeah, I was telling these lot, it's 10 out of 10, isn't it? What's nothing better?
And Nalfian, as you're sort of holding it in your hands, taking an extra close look, she kind of looks over. I thought you were looking for a key.
You know, I was, and then I saw my reflection, and I had to pause and look because, damn, some days I just forget. You know what I mean, Sweet Pea? You do. All right, let me put this back. Grok, I don't think the key's here, friend.
Well, where the fuck have you left it then? Oh,
You
sorry,
know.
temple. Where have you left it, Nalfian?
You know, if my own ass wasn't attached, I'd probably lose that. My own rear wasn't attached, I'd lose that too. I think we should just keep looking around. How about that?
You two
Well,
do
you
know
know.
that sailors frequent these parts, correct?
Right.
Yes.
Well, The water.
We just, respect for you.
Yes. Well, would you like me to take you anywhere else in the temple to maybe try and find this key? Where were you last at? Maybe in the archives near the tablets, bathing in one of the pools beneath?
It must have been there, mate.
That makes the most sense.
I mean,
Me.
after a rough night, you fancy it? Let's have a bit of a dip.
Yeah, that had to be it. Why don't you take us to the pools, dear? It's gotta be it.
Of course. Of course. Do you know which pools you stayed in?
You know the ones.
There are ones
Those
that
ones.
are more sacred if you were there.
No, you wouldn't show us those ones. Just like, I mean, I'm more in touch with me and I mean, I'll be honest, I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not one of Melora. I need to go on, lay my tribute down to Cord. But
Of course. Of course.
that's why he's not he's not into that. He just fancied a bit of a dip, long road.
Of course.
Right.
Very well. Follow me and I will take you there. And hopefully you will find your key. And she walks.
Nothing's gonna smile and walk conveniently behind her. just giving Grok a what the fuck are we doing look.
So.
And just say nothing.
Yep. You follow her back out to the main area where the pools and the fountain was. And then you also follow her across one of the small bridges.
I was going to say, whichever way she goes, Grok will follow. Like, let's say, for argument's sake, she walks across here. Grok would go, like, the long way around and then follow him, but just to get a better look at that thing up there.
Okay, yeah, go ahead and make an investigation check on it.
Oh, yikes, that's not good for Grok.
Okay.
Not the worst.
No, it's really not.
Not bad, though.
It is. The orb itself is very magical, and you can feel that just getting near it. I mean, getting close to it, you can feel that sort of grime and like little bits of barnacle that may be left over from past encounters, if you will, slowly begin to purify, and the barnacles no longer feel sickly; they feel healthy. And it's quite refreshing. But in terms of any immediate connection, any type of, like, this is it, ding, 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 there's nothing like that. It does seem very, very unique to this temple, and it seems like it is very important to this temple.
Okay.
Okay. Alrighty. So, you make your way following her, and you... you follow her through the different rooms, and...
As we're going through the different rooms, Nalfin's just gonna, like, move around and just kind of, like, I don't know, gesture to random shit to Grok and be like, getting any energy from this or what, but with trying to not let her notice.
I'll be honest, like, Nalgin's probably like walking past things and like kind of like nodding his head at them, like trying to subtly. Grok is legit probably just walking behind him, like putting his finger in his ear and like wiggling at it, being like just unaware of the fucking world.
Oh my god. Yeah, that's about right.
Okay. So, looking around, eventually you get to a set of stairs that descend down pretty deep. You walk down, and you can see she kind of frowns for a moment, looking at... eventually you get down to the bottom of the stairs, and there's no extension of the hallway. It's just a stone slab in the way. And she says, that is odd. Well, I suppose then... Brother Malachi must have been down here before. Sometimes they shut things just in case. People are going where they shouldn't be. That must mean there's no one else down here right now. But if it helps you find your key, we will find your key. And
You are
can see
too
her,
kind.
reach up to her necklace, and you can see that there is that piece of agate that is cut in a very rectangular fashion. She lifts that up off of her neck, the leather strap pulling it off, and places the stone on the agate on the stone in the way. And you can see that these wonderful, marvelous, swirling colors of teal and green and blue begin to open, and the door turns to water, from stone to water, and then seeps into the earth. There we go. Please, follow me. And she puts the necklace back on and walks.
Nothing's gonna look to Grok. Just to see if he noticed anything. If we're connecting dots. And he's also gonna shrug, like... But we'll keep moving. I don't know if Grok is also thinking the same thing.
Yeah, he would be.
As we're walking down this way, nothing's gonna say... you mentioned a brother, what was his name? Brother
Malachi.
Oh, and he has access to this room as well via your little negligee.
Oh, no, be respectful, Nalfian. It's a temple after all. It's clearly a important artifact to Melora.
Yes, you are right. That is a very smart assumption. These are given to the...
I am clever.
It seems so. These are given to the overseers of the temples, in an effort to make sure those who should stay out, and in some cases that things that need to stay in, stay in. There are 2 keys to each chapel, and I have one, and Brother Malachi is in possession of the other. Sadly, I think that, Brother Malachi has left for the day, so for the rest of tonight and into the next morning, it will just be me.
I
She-
see.
Steps down, further, walking for a couple more minutes. Eventually, there's more steam, almost to the fact where you can barely see. And she turns around to the 2 of you, and you can see there's maybe a collection of 4 pools in here. The room is maybe a 25 by 25 foot square. She says, well, feel free to look around. It is just the 3 of us. So it is up to you what you wish to do. Please, look for it. Actually, real quick, just because I'm getting a call from the realtor real quick, I will be right back. I just don't want to miss this.
That's okay. Jamie, what the fuck are we about to do, bro?
Hello?
I am not.
To figure this shit out.
I am
Joe,
not.
Joe, mute yourself. Sorry, I heard him say hello. Okay, go on.
I am not stealing this old woman's necklace.
Okay,
I was
good.
gonna say,
Okay, good.
are you being
Okay,
tasked
good.
with killing another
No,
priest?
I can't. Like, Jamie,
Oh,
even Nalfian is a fucking savage, but like, I don't.
I'm
think
not
he can do
taking this
this.
old woman's necklace.
Yeah, no.
Like this brother Malachi, fuck him.
Yeah, that's why I asked. I was like, can we go to this guy? Like, where'd he live? Give us his address. Okay. I just want to make sure we're on the same page, because that's why Nalfian shrugged, like, you know?
Nah. Okay. I'm
Okay.
I'm glad that we just go in this room. You didn't just like punch.
Nah. He's, yeah. If it was him in his younger days, nah, she'd be dead, but he ain't that bad all the time. Fuck. I knew Joe was gonna do some shit like this. Of course it was the necklace. I just don't think it would have been the orb, because, like, that doesn't make as much sense.
Probably a good thing that you ended up going for it.
Just cut off the fresh water supply for the city.
Yeah, that's all, like, we just need to go pay Brother Malachi a visit.
I love how you're like so okay with like roughing him up, but you know you're not gonna touch her.
You don't know who this guy is. He could be like a really old dude.
Well, we'll get to that when it happens.
We'll
Okay.
cross that bridge when we come to it.
Fine to kill him, but not her.
No one said anything about killing.
I don't know, knowing how you guys operate.
We're just vibing. Taking a dip.
Yeah.
God, why does everyone have to be nice? It's easy to kill people when they're dicks.
Eurydice
not
managed
little old
it, so you
ladies.
guys should be okay.
Man, Eurydice didn't have to get her hands dirty, so I don't want to fucking hear it. We have to straight up slit this old lady's throat. Or beat
have
her
to
up and
kill
take her
her.
thing. Yeah, well,
Have to
yeah.
kill her.
I mean, if we're gonna do it, we're gonna do it. Kira was thinking there was gonna be, like, bandits holding it. Why would it be that easy?
Like,
I
it's almost like you shouldn't do, like, shady shit. Like, that's almost like it's a message here.
don't know what you mean about shady.
Do you have anything that can put people to sleep?
I mean, look at Grok's forearms. Can he not put her in a chokehold?
There is
So I'll do
potentially
to kill her anyways.
Grok potentially could put it to sleep. Potentially.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh no.
Well, here's the thing, though. People saw us come in here with her.
No, we're not doing it to
Yeah.
her, but I'm thinking this brother Malachi.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, but what if you just straight up can't find it? Like, why would she be like, oh yeah, he just like lives in the house, like, you know, a couple streets down that way? Like, why would
Well,
he? Why would she tell you where he
we could
lives?
just
And
be
we're
like,
not.
how would you
I'm not
find
going to
him?
ask. I wasn't going to ask where he lives.
No, yeah, I'm sure we could figure it out. If he's, like, important to the temple.
He'll live right near the temple. Like she probably lives just
Hey.
outside. Yeah.
Same page, my guy.
But it's like if you're asking about him and he winds up dead, that's also gonna look a little sus.
Yeah, we didn't ask about it. We just said, "What's that? What's this?" And she's like, "Oh, it's my necklace."
Yeah.
Okay.
What's your plan then for this problem Malachi do? Because if he winds up dead,
Well, we'll have to see, won't we?
Yeah. Who knows if he'll end up dead? Like, what's to say we can't smooth talk him and someone slips in, you get a yoinks, and then we leave.
So what do you mean by
May-
smooth
Maybe
talk? Like, you know, just like
maybe
be
he's
like,
a
hey,
pretty
that's
shitty
a nice,
person.
nice necklace there.
Maybe he's a pretty shitty person. You know.
money.
I feel like we need to stop, like, you know, placing all our bets on all these like religious figures to just be terrible
Be
people.
evil.
Like,
Wild that the religious people are actually kind and caring.
yeah, like
Uh.
you think that's like the last thing you'd expect most of them to be, unless they're for like some sketchy ass like god.
Ask for, help. Like, we could help you. It's like, not like any of us have telekinesis that can, like, pick something up.
But, like, even still, if you're like, it's a necklace, so like you notice if someone's like taking something off your neck.
So,
Again, we'll cross it when it happens. It's fine.
Yeah. Well, he's probably just took a sick day. So he's probably at home, catering to a little cold. And the doctors are gonna pay him a little visit. It's
Oh
fine.
god. Sounds so ominous.
That's fine.
Okay.
I'll be quickly check on Joe. Sorry, guys.
No, you're good.
you could, like, try getting him drunk or some shit. I don't know.
I feel like that's like the hardest option you could choose.
Probably. I guess just ethical in a way. You could always like sneak into his house. He might have taken the necklace off if he was at home.
I feel like you're planning this far more than both Grok and Alfian.
Yeah.
I want you guys to be okay.
I mean, even if it's an old man, I think we'll be fine. The question of just how morally reprehensible we are.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to find the most moral solution. No, I trust you guys. You guys aren't gonna kill him. It's gonna... Silence scares me. Ryan.
Yeah, no, Ryan's got it absolutely. As per usual.
toxic energy in the chat today with some of this. No. There are
But also just
plenty
like,
more moral
what are
solutions
you?
to shit.
But I'm just like, what are you planning to do? Because like I feel like
Alright,
this
guys,
isn't
we're all
gonna
gonna-
take like.
Sorry, we're gonna go on a break. That way, we're not just sitting here like just getting
Yeah.
a break screen, so everybody knows.
Oh.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. Continue.
Nah, you're good.
Hello and welcome back. Sorry about that. As some of you may know, buying a house is complicated and just kind of terrible because there's so much stuff that goes into it. But, and good news, Kayla and I, we put out an offer for a house, so maybe tonight by 10 p.m. we'll know if we have purchased a house. It's kind of weird. Like, I feel like I didn't just spend $190,000.
We didn't.
Because we didn't.
We'll pay on that for the next 30 years of our life.
Yep.
Until we decide to sell it.
No problem. Alrighty. So let's go ahead and dive back into where we were at. No reason to have all the pomp and circumstance. All of you, the two of you were in the temple. Nalfian, Grok, in the temple, knowing that, according to Davy Jones, Grok, that you need to find a key of some sort to be able to unlock that vault that exists within the archipelago, or not within the archipelago, within the Isles of Iverion, to unleash something. Now, you now have a pretty good idea of what the key might be. The key might be the orb that is purifying the water, or it may be the necklace that the older woman that you're speaking to is wearing. So the two of you were taken down into what looks to be more of a private bathing area. Lots of mist, lots of herbs. Very, very similar to the bathhouses, the way that the bathhouse was structured in a Spirited Away, where you can see that there are different clumps of herbs sitting in different places, ready to be added to the water to make them more of an herbal bath. But the older woman, she looks around as the two of you are down here and says, well, it's entirely up to you. Please, look around. If you have any more questions or need to go anywhere else, I'd be more than happy to take you.
I mean, just see it now.
Yeah. No, I don't. You know, I think you remember
Was it
that gal
definitely
I
this
went to
temple?
last night? Yeah, I think it might have given it to someone else, you know.
Oh.
Ladies in and out all the time, you know what I mean? Sorry to have wasted your time. I just don't think it's here.
Of course. That is fine. You did not waste my time. Well, please, let's return then.
After you.
She walks past the two of you, heads back towards the stairwell, and then waits for the two of you to pass where that stone doorway was, and you can see her take off the necklace, tap it onto the ground, and raise it up, and with that, the stone wall also raises up. She puts
There
the
are times
necklace...
where I wish we did have cameras on because the look Snelf is giving Grok is just... I wish. Okay. Mm-hmm.
So she does that, and then the three of you begin to make your way up the stairs. And you can see that probably... Oh, geez, neither one of you have pretty good passive perception, do you?
I don't think so.
I wish that it would. The party overview thing worked. Grok, Nalfian. Let's see. Passive perception. Okay, let's see. Nalfian, your perception skill is... Okay, so Nalfian's is 13. Grok's is... Oh, also 13. Okay, so both of you do notice this. As you're making your way back up, you can see that along the edges of the stairs, you can see that there is a... some type of... what's the word? Indent into the sides next to the steps, where it looks like something could be pushed in some way, shape, or form. It just looks like there's a small crevice that was made all along the path of the staircase. But you'd notice that and pay no mind to it and head back up the rest of the stairs. And eventually you get back to the main area, as is pictured here.
What was this woman's name again?
I don't believe either one of you asked it.
Wow, we're trash, okay? Real gentlemen, aren't we? As we get back up to the stairs, Analphine will just say, and, darling, please forgive me, I am so rude. And what was your name again?
Oh, please, there is no harm or misgivings taken. You may call me Mother Giselle.
Well, Mother Giselle, you've been nothing but a pleasure, and, you know, when this mind gets to drinking and, you know, women, it's just... Wild nights seem to be, something I indulged a little too much in and just slipped my mind. I guess I'll take a look around elsewhere. Thank you so much for your time.
To be young again, yes, of course. They're happy to be of
Nelson will
assistance.
just give her a nice little squeeze on the arm and kind of gesture to Grok for them to head out.
Alrighty. So, two of you head out and back in to the city of Dragon's Bay. Head out of Melora's Chapel, and what's the skinny then? Did you head back out? Where are you going? What's happening?
I mean, I think both Grok and Alfian were probably both about to be like, yeah, so that necklace, right?
Absolutely. Shall we find Brother Malachi? As much as I am eager to spill some blood, I don't really want to off the old woman.
I mean, to be fair, we don't. Maybe neither of them. I'm sure there's, time and a place, but she was just, a nice old lady.
Right. I wouldn't feel right about that. I'm sure he has to live close by.
Well, you heard him, didn't you? She said, it was just there for the night, so that would mean surely he comes in the morning. He must be nearby.
Can't hurt to take a look around. Is there housing around this area?
Yeah, all around the temple there are small hovels and houses where individuals could live.
I guess we'll kind of just casually staying as close to the temple. Just kind of look around, keep an ear out for anybody who might I don't know, the mailman, check out addresses or something. Just if anybody's just walking by.
Yeah. Okay. Go ahead and make a so go ahead and make a perception check. So real quick, what exactly are you looking for again? You're just
From what Nalfian would assume, if he's associated with the temple, most of those types of people give all their money to the church. So probably a shack-type house or something small, very humble, a home that would be reminiscent of that, or the man himself, again, looking for somebody wearing one of those necklaces out on the streets, or similar attire to what everyone else in the temple was wearing.
Okay. Yeah, sure. All right. There you go. That is the specifics I was looking
A
for.
bit more
there.
specific, yeah. I got you.
Oh my goodness, the realtor's calling again. Oh my god. Okay, roll the thing and I'll mute myself and then we'll get back to it.
Got you.
Dude. Get better perception, my guy.
I know. Grak, you're probably not proficient in perception.
No, I am.
Oh, okay.
What?
Well, we'd both be looking, right? So you could probably help me, right?
Yeah.
Dope. Oh, I like your roll better.
Mm.
Let's go with that.
E-
I'm sorry, we're trash guys.
Okay. Well, no one wanted to mess with Grok and Nalfian. That one dude. Everybody's I feel like Eurydice and Twig are just far easier. Drawing.
Yo, you're
we were
very easy targets.
we were fully ready to buy the cards, and then he was yeah, it's 240 for both of them. We were oh,
This is a really obscure reference, but when they're walking through and everyone's yelling at them and stuff. There's an episode of SpongeBob when he's on the Flying Dutchman actually, and they're running through the perfume aisle, and everyone keeps spraying perfumes at them, and they just can't take it. And I feel that's what Iverion. This sounds stupid. I'm gonna link it.
Yeah, I've got no idea what you're talking about.
But it's funny because they're also on the Flying Dutchman, and Davy Jones is in that.
It was like, actually, it would have been very overwhelming, which is why Yuri was like, "Yeah, let's go to a park for a little bit."
Yeah,
Right.
like if someone was to like go up to Twig and try and like, you know, push her too hard, like she'd just start crying, like she wouldn't know how to handle herself.
I can't with it. Cards were so cool though. The fact that they're fucking holographic, I was like, ooh, but what if?
And man, Twig really wants those cards.
If you know what you gotta do.
Man,
And Kayla knows. Nalfian.
What do I have to do?
Nothing
I'm sorry, I
doesn't-
missed
I
it.
don't think Nalfian would.
Nothing would whip.
Buy the cards.
Oh, not on his own. You
'Cause,
haven't
like, A, he
convinced him
doesn't
that
even
there's
know.
like.
Yeah, he doesn't
there's
even know
money
the cards
involved.
exist, so.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't decided how he's gonna react to those yet.
Yeah, I'm not looking forward to
Yeah, I
it.
feel like it's gonna be poor, but like, I just want to also kind of know what's in that
Yeah.
deck.
I think that'll also have a lot to do with how he reacts.
Mm.
I think we should have a shuffle through the deck before we give it to him. Just out of
It's not like,
curiosity.
it's not
Open
like
it!
well.
You're not gonna let him open the deck?
Oh yeah, cause that unpacking smell.
Yeah,
Good for
man.
him.
Cards.
You can't just open it and go through it and then just gift it to him. It's like you like, you know, check through the
no,
deck and it's like, oh, these are trash here, now for you can have it. Like,
No, they're like wood. It's a wooden box, right? That's what he said. They're in a wooden case. But what I'm guessing is that we've not got like plastic wrapping.
no. You
Of
still
this
can't go
shit.
around fondling the cards when you're not gonna be using them or you're gonna be gifting them. Like,
You could let him care about the underdog, right?
no.
You're the one who wanted to get him so bad.
Yeah, but like, respect now. Like, I want to see what's in them, but like, I don't want to like open them first because, like, you know, it's a gift.
How are we gonna see what's in them?
I don't know. Figure that out later.
Okay, now it's coming back. Now it's coming back. Joe's coming back.
It's like Nav could like straight up just like chuck them away and be like, nah, fuck this. Then, you know, just pick up the scraps and have a little peek.
I should have got the Tarkir one.
All right. Hello. Whew. Sorry. Whew.
Oh.
Alrighty. So with that, how dare he interrupt Dials? So with that, Nalfian, let's see, what did you roll? It's okay, an 18 and a. Oh my goodness.
But Greg's proficient, so he helped.
Okay, I'm getting a phone call from the mortgage guy now. Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry.
This is trash. Tell him we don't want it anymore. We just want to play D&D.
Cancel
Okay.
buying a whole ass house just for D&D.
Yeah, man.
Oh, true priorities.
We do a Q&A, so anybody got a question? How do people think Nalfi's gonna react to his underdog deck?
PG.
Kinda.
What if
I'm
Nalp
really
is one of the
nervous.
cards?
Oh
That'd
my
be kinda
god, I
cool.
would. I would-
Wait, this is why
Surely
I'm saying
not,
we should go
right?
through it.
And like, even still, I think they're meant to be like, you know, older people anyways. Like, it wouldn't be based in like recent like decades or even, you know, because like,
I'm
what was it
Silverfoot.
like? Alex, like great
Yeah, but her family is like,
grandparents or something.
yeah, like their family is a long line of Silverfoot.
Yeah, so like you'd think that like if like it include Nalfian, then it would include like, you know, I guess like Alex like father or something.
Yeah. Nah.
Like it suggests that if it's got like her in there, that it's gonna be like old. So maybe it's got like Nal's great grandparent. I don't know.
Yikes.
Kind of concerned as well. I mean, to be fair, Gerald lived for like a decently long time. Who knows?
Yeah, but still.
I mean, not like it wouldn't include Nalfin, obviously, but I don't know. I can't see it going very well because he also doesn't like the underdog.
No, I really
Yeah.
want it to go poorly because then I'm just like, yes, get more character shit out of Nal.
So you're saying every time Twig tells Yuri to do something, it's always gonna end shit. That's what you've set yourself up for.
Yeah.
Well, I guess now I've set the precedent. I just need to make that true then.
Oh, you can't.
I'm gonna just stir this pot. See what's
The
cooking.
one who was like, "Oh, you should
You're
talk
gonna
to
see.
Twig
We
about
should
now."
go buy some of that ice cream. Fucking dies of poison. Oh, whoops. It was just an accident. I thought it was gonna be good for you. Oh no, you're dying. I don't know what to do because you're dying.
She
Sorry, that
starts
was
stress
rude.
crying because Eurydice's dying.
Man. It's exactly what would have happened. Oh.
I'm sorry, guys. That just doesn't go to break screen. So yes, chat. Just listen to our rambles.
They're being
It's
entertaining.
fine.
That's what we're doing.
Sure.
I'm so sorry, guys.
Hey, we could talk about what happened in Some on the Coast. It's fun to talk about.
I will say, every time Joe talks about like kingdoms and castles, it low-key makes me want to play Magic again. Because I really liked Magic. I was really into it for a long time, and I feel like if he makes kingdoms and castles a thing, like I would play. I'd go hard.
Mm.
I like the blood versus gold versus faith thing.
That's pretty cool.
It's really cool. I also like that the Underdark is faith and blood. I thought that was kind of clever.
Like a red
Or common
deck, so.
sense, but it's fine. It's pretty cool.
I don't know, because like I don't know much about the Underdark, and I've especially now like staying away from any information of it. So I'm just like, I want to know why.
Yeah. Yeah, it's very befitting.
Maybe it's a suggestion for Nalfian to have a bit more faith in the party, and not be such a little edge boy about everything.
I gave you 100 gold pieces. I don't want to hear it.
Excuse me,
Gave
what
you
does that do?
Riddicy 100
Just
gold
spend
pieces. You
on
did
All
not
right,
give
all right.
Twig any money this
Okay,
time.
let's
Hello,
play.
hello.
Okay, we're
Okay,
back. We're
I'm
back.
so
We're
sorry.
back.
I'm so sorry. I'm sure that we're gonna get started, and then the realtor's gonna call me back.
It's gonna be funny because we're gonna do all this and then get there. Someone else is gonna outbid. It's fine.
Yeah, exactly. That's how it's.
All right,
gonna be.
continue.
So
We're outside. We're looking around.
Looking
Rock
outside.
helped me till 15.
Okay.
If that's okay, because he's proficient in perception.
Yeah. So we'll say that it takes a little bit of time to patrol around the entire area, just trying to scope out any hovels and then going from hovel to hovel, right? Trying to find the people that would have given up their money and wealth to serve the church and to serve Melora. So you do. You find what look to be maybe 5, 6 different hovels that all could lead you to believe that they would either be people who work for the chapel or people that the chapel is housing. So, you start to investigate those 5 different places. Now, all of them are wearing the robes, and any of the hovels that you sort of look into or see people going in and out of, as you're just sort of looking around this area, you can see that all of them are wearing the robes, the very deep browns with the teal trims. However, there is a younger man, human, maybe in his late 20s, definitely not too old, longer, definitely sun-bleached, blonde hair. You can see he's currently chatting up with a few different other of these priests and priestesses, and you can see that he has a necklace around his neck, very similar to Mother Giselle's. However, Brother Malachi, you can see, is not standing like the rest of his companions. Brother Malachi is currently sitting in a chair that has wheels on it.
I hate you so much.
Oh, why? Why are you trying to make us the worst fucking people on the planet?
Do you think that maybe very little of this problem lies with me and lies with the people who are trying to help Davy Jones.
Navi doesn't know that. He's helping his friend. Thank you. Okay. Grok,
What?
you see what I see, right?
What? A lad who can't run away?
You're not fucking wrong. How do you
No,
want to
I
do
mean,
this?
we can't hurt him, I mean, we can't hurt him. Let's be honest.
No, we should. Do you have any other ways? I mean, we could follow him, find out where he lives, come back in the night, try to take it while he's asleep.
I mean, it might be the best thing, to be honest, because I mean, just our fucking luck, he'll sleep with it on though, won't he?
That fucking thing, it's gaudy as hell. Is he gonna wear that to bed?
I mean, probably. I mean, they saw you fucking eyeing those jewels, they'll be like, shit, not losing that one.
Well, worst we can do is fucking take it while he's asleep, and what is he gonna do? Run after me?
I mean, God, we might have to. Because I mean, I don't really know how else we can, to be fair. So,
Right.
yeah, we'll have to just keep an eye out, to be honest. At least for a bit.
Well, fuck. Let's go get some fucking horses. We will, like, note where he's at, so we can come back to this later, though.
Yeah, you do see that after a little bit, he does break away from the others, and he moves on over to probably where his hovel is. He goes inside, and there's a small leather flap that he shuts behind him. Assume that that's his, and you know which one it is now.
Yeah. Alright, Nox is gonna, like, slowly, again, like, rubbing his head. I guess start looking for a stable.
Okay. Yeah, there is, I do remember you were told by, by Heather Scott, that there was a stable outside of the city that would have what you need. And wouldn't try and upcharge you or anything like that.
Okay. Now, didn't he say we could say something, or was this a conversation I had with you and you never gave me an answer? Like, if we, like, say something about working for Lord Barthold, we could get free horses? I said this to you, like, 1,000 years ago, so you probably don't remember. Or, like, discounted horses.
I do remember it. I think that...
It can be no, that's totally fine. I just don't know if you would...
Yeah, no,
I don't know what a horse goes for.
No, I think the issue is Dragon's Bay is more of a city-state, so there might be a little bit of a discount, maybe like 10% or something, if you decide to swing that name. But it definitely wouldn't be free horses, because his name doesn't carry as much weight in a city that is only... not even ruled by him. It just has some relation to him due to proximity.
Okay, no worries.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Little discount, though.
I'll still check out horse price. All right. Lay it on me. What are we looking at?
Okay.
For a big old Clydesdale and a couple of...
Okay. So for Grok, you would need a draft horse.
Yeah.
And then everybody else could fit on a riding horse. Now, if you're looking to purchase them, they are more expensive. You could rent them, and then if you don't return them, then you would have to...
stolen a horse.
Yeah, you would have stolen a horse and then be a criminal, but, whoops. But, let's see. So, Twig and Eurydice could probably fit on one horse.
Mm-hmm.
So if you just want to do 4 horses as opposed to 5.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay. So we'll do this. So shoot. We need.
Well, who's working? Is it a lady?
Yeah.
Or is it a gentleman?
We'll say the stable hand is a woman. Half elf, a little bit more rounded, pointed ears. She's definitely a little bit more homely. She has very, very beautiful brown eyes, but a little bit more of like a pockmarked face, and definitely the look of a woman in her 30s who's worked a lot. She's broad. She's the one you're currently talking to, and you bring up Lord Bartold, and she says, "Oh yeah, I guess you can make a discount off that. Then we could, yeah. All right."
Well, I know a beautiful woman like yourself would be so gracious to give us a discount for the name alone, but maybe if I swing back around, what if I was to, take you out on a date or two later couple days down the line? Might be able to bring the price down just a hair.
Go ahead and make a
Well,
persuasion
she'll
check.
increase it.
What, am I making a persuasion check?
Persuasion check, yeah, because you are
Okay.
attractive, Nalfian, but you might not be her type. But we'll see.
Probably not.
We'll see what happens. She looks you up and down, and then looks to Grok. Break you like a twig, I would, but maybe that one. That one, no.
Well, I mean, if my friend here's a looker too, I'm sure he'd love to buy you a drink or two, right, Grok?
Grok just again, like finger in ear, just wiggling. What?
He's stunned by your beauty. What's a couple of gold pieces between good friends?
Okay. Let's see here. Okay.
Her husband comes around the corner.
What are y'all doing in these parts? And 2 bits. Okay. So, sort of looking at the two of you. All right. I can do a little, but I expect when these horses get back, they're in better shape than when you took them. And she'll take off an additional 13 gold off the price. So that means for 4 horses, renting them to return them, you are looking at about 110 gold pieces.
We're gonna need them, though. All right, she's got it.
Now, that's after a lot of discounts, because that's half
Yeah,
off
that's-
because you're renting them, not purchasing them. So,
Yeah, and it's inevitable that we're gonna need horses. We're not gonna be able to travel that fast by foot.
Yeah.
Through this big ass forest. Okay, I'll hand it to her.
all right, 110. She takes the gold. There we go. She sets it off next to her, and then she begins to pull the horses around for you. Hey, Dragon's Bay does one thing correct. That's take money. All right.
After we get the horses, then I guess we would probably start heading back.
Okay. All righty. Sounds
Did you see my message I sent you, Joe?
Oh, Shtuk-a-duk. Oh, yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Okay. Sweet. So then with that, after having made your way outside to purchase those horses, I've probably been right there, you then make your way back to the Royal Oak Inn, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. And then with that, Twig and Eurydice, right about when they get back to the inn, the two of you would have probably finished up your game. Oh, Den would also be back by now. So would the two of you head back to the inn at that point, or would you have gone out sightseeing a little more?
I mean, Twig would want to go just back to the inn, but
I'm very aware that Yuri has to go back to the ship at some point and get Maki. But yeah, we go back.
Alrighty. Cool. So with that, now after several hours departed, the five of you reunite back at the Royal Oak Inn. You can see that business has definitely picked up a little bit now that you're getting in here. There is quite a bit more chatter and conversation happening inside, but it is a cheery place to be. And so with that, all of you are reunited, and the choice is yours what you want to do next.
We need to distribute health potions and rations and shit. So we may as well do that now.
Yeah, and I'll show everyone like whose horse is what, and kind of explain that Eurydice and Twig will just share a horse.
And Twig will speak with animals and just like, you know, get to know each other. She wants to know if they've got names. Because I imagine they already got names already, so.
I have names, I'm noting it down.
Yeah. So. Okay. So sorry. So we're the health potions are being distributed. Okay.
And Twig's talking to the horses to figure out what their names are.
Okay. Gotcha.
And just introduce everyone, I guess.
Okay. So for the 4 horses, they all introduce themselves to you, Twig, very regally.
Oh, yeah.
There are 2 stallions and 2 mares. The the large draft horse, which Grok will be riding, introduces himself, says, "My name is Dale. Good to meet you."
Dale.
The other, the other male says, "Well, good to meet you. My name's Cash."
I love that they're all southern.
Yep. The 2 mares, one introduces herself. "Hello there, my name's Bonnie. And this over here, my name is Rio. Great to meet you." So we got Rio,
Yeah, she'd
Bonnie,
be just
Dale,
like relaying
and
what
Cash.
each of their names are. Yeah, she'd be relaying what the names are to everyone.
Ah. No, just kind of like
The
giving a look between Twig and the horses and just kind of like nodding.
You can see that Rio, specifically Twig, just sort of looks down to you and is like, "Well, oh my goodness, I think it's so amazing that you're able to talk to us, and I think that this is so great. Does that mean any human can talk to me now? What about you, Mr. Tall, Dark, and Handsome?" And just now, being looking at you, the horse just goes,
Great, wonderful, and just like wipes horse
if
saliva
you
off
want
of him.
to talk to him, I can always relay a message.
"Oh, could you now, huh? Well."
Wait, can you tell that horse not to look at me like that? It makes me uncomfortable.
She called you tall, dark, and handsome.
Oh, well, I mean, not wrong. Smooths eyebrows.
Is Nalfie about to fuck a horse?
I don't like you anymore, Joe. Okay, Nalfi's gonna back away from that fucking horse now.
Oh, dear God.
I got a question. Why is that horse so down to, like, you know, get with now?
Lock up your horses. Yep, exactly.
Wow. Okay, yeah, nah. Alright.
So, you introduce the horses. The horses are excited to be leaving Dragon's Bay and whatever endeavor all of you are going through. Anything else for tonight aside from dancing with Mackie?
Yeah. Health potions. Rock is getting at least one. So
I already
Acropia.
have one. If
We all have one.
But I feel like
We
it's
have-
good for probably you frontliners to have 2.
yeah, I would give the other one to. I would have Grok have 2.
Okay, so Grok gets 2, Nalfion gets 1.
Yeah.
Me.
Cool.
That way, yeah, because then now me and Grok both have 2.
Yeah.
And then also
That's the
everyone
farm.
gets rations as well.
Yeah.
Which I think we got like 15.
Sorry.
Yep. So everybody would have
How do
8
I-
rations.
Edit that I have
Wait.
2 instead of 1.
16 rations each, isn't it?
Oh, did you
Is it
buy enough
16
for?
days? We bought enough for
Oops.
one way, and I'm pretty sure it's
Oh, okay.
16
Yeah.
for
you're-
one way.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
Then Yuri is also going to just slide the decks in front of respective people.
Oh, what is this? Kingdoms and castles.
Yeah, it's actually really fun, and you get these like decks, and each represent a different place, and then you kind of battle it out, and you have to try and outwit people.
Ah, interesting.
Aha, it wasn't said if there's money involved in this because I don't think that's kind of my game.
Well, I have heard of championships where there's some 100,000 gold rewards for those who are able to take away the winnings.
Yeah, and I mean, in theory, you could always bet on who you think's gonna win.
Or you
Well,
could just enjoy the game itself.
It's true.
Oh well, I always enjoy things when there's more money involved, but I see. Let me see what I've got. Thank you, Eurydice. You're too kind.
So, Nalfion, as you open up the small wooden container and slide the cards into your hands, the back of the cards are interesting to look at as they have a bit of a design on them, and you can see that there is a what looks to be in one corner a cascading flag down that says K and C, but then there is also a small castle on the very bottom with this very light blue to white ombre effect on the card. And then as you flip them over into your hand to look at the bottom card of the deck, the one that you can see, it seems to be what would be considered the leader card of this deck. Imagery that you are all too familiar with. A woman with multiple arms surrounded by large spider eggs, a crown of black webs, and imposing shadows all around her. The leader of this deck, which you can only assume is a deck that is supposed to represent the Underdark, and specifically Menzo Berenzan, in this game, is led by Loth.
That's real fucking funny. Huh. Really fucking funny.
I don't understand. That wasn't meant to be a joke.
David is like holding it and just like he has this weird smile on his face, but he's not happy. You see like the silver of his eyes, they're kind of like there's a fog.
Yuri is doing the deep regret. The face.
I mean,
Like-
if you don't like it, we could always trade decks.
Trade decks, huh? They just sell this shit on the street.
Yes, actually, they do.
I'm sorry, is this offensive in some way?
He's gonna like very carefully close the box and just gonna walk away. He still has the
Kind of-
box.
Yuri kind of like shuts her eyes, just like. Knew that was a bad idea. You shouldn't have done it. Maybe we don't bring up the Underdark now, Fian.
I mean, it's not like he doesn't talk about it himself.
I mean, I've never heard him talk about it in a positive light.
I guess not.
I'm gonna. I have to go and meet Mackie at the ship. So. Yep, I'm gonna go and do that. I'll be back in a few hours.
Okay.
Should someone talk to Alfian?
Grok, I'll defer to you on this. Is it best to leave them alone, or?
I mean, about this, I'd give him a bit, to be honest. I mean, other shit, I'd be like, stop being a fucking soft lad. But, I mean, stuff he's mentioned to me, even in passing, I think he's a bit sore about this one. So, no, give him a bit.
All right. Well, how about this? I haven't played, and Grok, I hate to assume, but I'm assuming you haven't played either.
No.
All right. So, Twig, why don't you explain the game to us? And after you explain it, which, judging from the text on some of these cards, probably going to take a while, then maybe we go talk to him. All right?
Okay.
Okay.
Just as she starts like going through things, like you can tell like she's a little bit out of it. Like she feel bad.
Yeah. Den kind of shares a look with you, Grok, not knowing exactly what to do at all in this situation, hoping that you have some masterful insight.
Nah.
Okay. And he just kind of exhales and nods and goes back to trying to listen to Twig. And you can tell, Twig, that obviously you're very wise for your age. You can see that Den is trying his best to seem excited and ask you questions when things come up, or noticing that you get excited about something and then kind of deflate, tries to bring it back up again, and definitely tries to, help you at least, although he can't help Nalfian in this current moment, trying his best to do that with you. And then, real quick, let me just go to Grok's character sheet real quick. Okay, Grok, just make an intelligence check for me real quick.
Oh no.
You shouldn't have an issue grasping the rules, but I just want to see if you do. Because the game isn't super complicated, it's just long.
I'm also gonna say Twigs is 100% a rules lawyer, so get ready for that if you get it wrong.
Oh yeah. Grok, you do a few practice rounds between you and Den as Twig is trying to explain, and you just keep playing hero cards when you don't have the population for it, or playing land cards when you actually don't need to play anymore, and Twig just keeps like trying. At first, well, is Twig polite at first, and then she just like starts to degrade more, or is it immediately like, no, you're doing it wrong?
She'd ease into it, she'd try to just be, I guess, a bit more courteous at the beginning, but then, as, he just keeps making mistakes, she's getting a little bit, to the end of her tether.
Are you not taking this seriously? This is serious, man.
Exactly.
Serious, yeah. Okay, so Grok, you get it for the most part. You're just like, you know, there are just some things where it's like, why does it matter? Why does it matter when I play my hero cards or when I play the land cards? It all ends up on the table in the same way. Like, the weird idiosyncrasies of the games, they go over your head. But the core mechanics, they make sense.
Okay.
It'll be relevant later, I promise.
This is how we do, like, you know, the final fight. It's like, like fucking Yu-Gi-Oh!
I banish you to the Shadow Realm. Okay. All right. So, with that, we'll go ahead and cut away to Eurydice then, as you all are sort of going through the rules of the game, trying your best to understand those. Whew. So, Eurydice, you head back to the ship, walking through the darker city streets, and eventually you make your way back, and you can see that everybody is doing various jobs on the ship. Not very many people have left. You think, if anything, Sierra Rune might be the only person who's actually left the ship and gone into the city. But you do see Gunnar Mackey currently working on something, yelling at somebody to do something, moving people around, but then he sees you and he waves, and then he goes back to what he was doing, and then you kind of see him do like a double take where he's like, oh shit. You just see him mouth it, and he walks up and says, oh, hello, Eurydice. If I'm being entirely honest, I'm not quite ready yet, but if you give me maybe 5 minutes, I should be good to go.
Of course, 5-10 minutes. I don't really mind. I'll just wait here for a minute. This is a scenery. I am pretty happy to take it all in.
Aye, good. He smiles, and you can see him head down below deck. And within 5-10 minutes, he's back. And you can see that he no longer has any of these like spiked gauntlets or any of his weapons anymore. He is very modestly dressed with what type of clothes he would even have access to. And you can see that Willow is sort of like eyeing you two up. And Willow goes, where you going, Mackie? Those are some fancy shoes for just taking a walk around the town. And you can see Mackie sort of stop and look up to you, and he says, pardon me for just 1 second, I'll be right back. And you can see him walk over, and you don't hear what he specifically says. All you hear is just sometimes he gets loud. Like, he'll just be like, you hear like, you fucking idiot! So if you don't shut your fucking Willow's like, okay, all right, calm down. Oh, man. And Willow eventually walks away, and then Mackie turns back around, and there we go. And he walks back to you. Well, let's head off then, shall we?
I don't know many inns around, or taverns. So we might have to wander unless you know any.
Well, there is a good one. I've been before a while ago. We don't stop in Dragon's Bay much, but it's called the Cat and the Fiddle. They have a great musician there. A tabaxi fiddle player, and she's quite good.
That sounds perfect then.
Good. Well, let's go. He heads off and leads you to the tavern, and at least later in the evening, it seems as though that, especially once we get around to probably 8:30, which is what it is now, there is very little in terms of salesmen outside in this current moment. Definitely much more. It seems like just active nightlife of people moving around, people drinking, people celebrating for whatever reason. And eventually you get to the tavern. And you can hear the music immediately as you get near the entrance. All right. Well, here we are. After you.
And she is going to walk in this Good.
Alrighty. So with that, you can see that there is a huge amount of people in here right now, and you can see that there are several different areas in this tavern. There is, in the very center of the tavern, there is the bar with the kitchen attached to the back, but then you can see off to the left-hand side there is a stage, and in front of it there is currently a more open area where there are no tables or chairs or benches or anything like that, where there are currently what look to be line dances happening. Moving back and forth and doing different gestures with legs and arms as everybody is moving together. And you can see on the other half is where seems to be where the rest of the food and drink is happening in this specific tavern. So Mackie sort of looks up to you and says, well, let's say we get to it then. And
It looks lovely here. Music's so nice.
yes, she's quite a lovely fiddle player. And you can see, looking over towards the band, there is a white tabaxi with these golden green eyes that is currently playing away at the fiddle, and you can see that there's a different collection of instruments up there as well, drums and flutes, along with several stringed instruments. No vocals, but all of them playing away and having a good time. You can see that they're definitely enjoying one's company playing up there. All right, well, no time like the present. And he sort of grabs around your arm and moves into the line dancing. So, what I would like for Eurydice to do, because at least a few of these line dances that's going to happen, she is not super duper duper familiar with. So, what I'd like you to do is I'd like you to make a dexterity check right off the bat.
Don't let this be awful. I'll go on a date where he's asked me to come dancing and then not be good at dancing. That'd be sad. Oh.
Okay.
It's not terrible. That's not awful.
No, it is not. No, it is not. You are definitely not exactly the strongest right off the bat. The first few numbers that play, there's, the Roadside Rose, the Rose of Gold, Let Me Drink Your Beauty. Those three that as they play, you're not exactly familiar with, so you try and best to copy Mackie and the other dancers that are moving up here, but you're not very well able to keep time as much. There's a unique time signature to these that isn't exactly 4/4, so you're kind of misstepping every once in a while. But, and you can see that Mackie is kind of sees that you're struggling a little bit, so he kind of moves towards you and then pulls you guys out of the line dances and says, sorry, would you like to get maybe a drink first? If you're a little tense, helps sometimes.
I think I might be. If I'm honest, I haven't done these types of dances, so maybe a drink would be a good idea.
Very good, very good. And two, you head up to the bar. He pays for a couple of drinks and hands one to you, just a glass of wine. And the two of you begin to sip. And he says, well, how you feeling?
No. I feel like I'm having a lot of fun. I've
Good.
never been to Dragon's Bay. I don't think I've ever been to a city this big, from maybe Raven Rock, but even this feels easier. Lovely though, and no, I think I'm really enjoying it. How are you feeling?
I feel good. As I said, I don't get to get out of the ship very often, and I don't get to dance very often. So it's nice to be able to come and just loosen up a little bit.
I understand. It's very nice. Thank you for inviting me.
Of course. Out of everyone on the ship, you're the person who's least likely to make fun of me for it, and you look to be the best dancer. So, perfect match.
Never understand why somebody would make fun of somebody else for dancing.
No, I'm not sure either. I think it's because they're jealous, if I'm being honest.
I see that. Maybe they just have the same rhythm as you.
Aye. Hey, oh, this is, oh, what is this? Oh, the King Without Courage. Come on, this one's easy,
All right. And she places down the drink and go with him to
Okay.
dance this song.
So with that, you make your way over, and it actually is. This one is easier. You can tell that it's in 4/4 time, and it's a lot easier to move with and match the movements. They're very, very simple, very easy to do, and you end up having quite a bit of fun moving with the music. And it seems to not be as difficult to keep in time with, and definitely, like I said, you're actually starting to have some fun with it. And with that, a few more songs happen. The queen who took off her sandal, the king who took off his crown, off to Gold Town, oh, a misty morn, and these are starting to be ones that you recognize a little more. And you start to move and dance, and really you start to relax, and probably for a good hour and a half, 2 hours, taking breaks, going off of the dance floor, maybe drinking a little bit more, and then coming back. Eventually, there is a song, Six Sorrows, that comes up, and that one is definitely a bit more of a slower number. And you can see that when the slower number comes up, and you can see the different couples start to, the ones who would definitely slow dance together, they all begin to cluster together, and you can see that when that number starts to play, Mackie just begins to exit off the dance floor.
Does he look like he would rather be slow dancing with everyone else?
Make an insight check. Okay, 16. Not necessarily. He seems like content to move away.
Okay. Oh yeah, she's gonna move away with him.
Okay.
I guess they're gonna go sit back at the bar for a little bit.
Yeah.
Sit down. She's gonna buy just some drinks and gonna give one to him and say, "So, how long have you been on the ship then?"
Oh my. I think I've been on the ship now for... Ooh, jeez. Well, on this ship specifically, only about 7 years, I think. But I've been with Heather Scott for, oh my, thinking about it now, about 20.
Wow.
No. He's a good
You two
captain,
would be
good
really
man.
close.
Oh, aye, we are quite close.
I imagine you've been a lot of places then. If you've been with Heather Scott for 20 years.
Well, not too many. Heather, he typically likes to stick around Aridane. Doesn't really travel off to the Gemstone Archipelago, Odero, Calderos, Thorol, Lefera. Doesn't like to go to the far-off places. Mostly sticks to Aridane, Salamander Coast, Iverion, Tarkir, sometimes Makovia. There was one time, definitely was not a fan, but we had a special envoy that we had to take down to Lyodin. That was some nasty business. Oh, jeez, what was that, 7 years ago? Oh, southernmost area of material plane, and yeah, so cold. If you don't have every bit of you covered in fur and warmth, you freeze it off, and it'll break off in a matter of minutes. Nasty place. But we delivered the package, did what we needed to do, and we left. For the most part, Aridane's where we stay.
Lovely. It's a lovely place, so I can see why you'd rather stay around here. If you've been on the ship for a while, where are you from?
Well, I'm actually, I know it sounds silly, but I'm actually quite lucky as a dwarf. I'm from Durandur. It's actually home to the McBruce lineage. You might have heard of, it was some 60, 70 years now. Just liberated by a group, the Guardians of Fate, from there. They had done quite a bit of business there, and there was a dwarf who was with him. Because he freed Durandur of the Lich, he became king and really started to bring life back to the place. And I was one of the first dwarves that was actually born there. And as told, it was some great lineage, some great honor to be born in the supposed homeland of where our kind comes from. I don't know, I hated being stuck inside. Granted, some of those caverns were so big you could imagine that there were stars. They weren't real stars. There was darkness, maybe veins of ore refracting off light. I wanted to see real stars. Go places. So I left. Got on a ship. And there was a young man on that ship. Probably no older than I was. 17, 18 years old. At the time, both of us were just deckhands. And, well, watched that man rise. And, well, while he rose to be captain, I found that I had quite a love for cannons, the fire, the aiming, all of it, organization of that, and tinkering with it as well. And so I came to be part of his crew. That's where I'm from. What about you? Where does Eurydice call home?
Oh, actually, I'm from the Riverlands. It's a bit more.
Oh, the Riverlands.
A bit more north of in Iverion. There's just a little town there called Wheat Hill where I was from, and yeah, I mean it's a similar sort of thing. Funnily enough, I wanted to travel a little bit. I mean, you could see plenty of stars, but just wanted to see something new, and I wanted to help people. So I started traveling around. Eventually, found myself in Sandpoint, and that's where I kind of met everybody else. They noticed that I seem to have a thing for herbs and plants and magic, and sort of got dragged into everything that way.
Well, seems like you found your way into a group of interesting individuals in Sandpoint.
I would agree. They are, I'd say, much more interesting than anyone I've met before on my travels.
Yes. Will say, never said it to his face, but that Grok is he's quite the guy. You know, I feel like he could rip someone like me in half, but seeing the way he treats you and Twig, it warms my heart.
I think he has this exterior, but he's lovely. He cares a lot, and I think Twig sees it all the time. He is genuinely quite lovely a lot of the time.
Seems like Nalfion also cares a lot too.
Yes, we travel a lot together in the different situations. So I would say he a lot. So this song's a little more lively. Would you like to a little less slow? We could go back to dancing if you like.
Aye, we can go back to dancing. This is a good one. Autumn of My Day. Oh, this one actually has a... Here, during the song, we can hop in a second. There is a moment during the song, happens in the bridge, all right? most of the time what happens is everyone who's part of the line dance, they will break off into a circle and spin around in the center. But there's a specific move that you can do, super easy to learn, but you have to be in time. All right, the song's in 3/4. So here, I'm going to show it to you real quick, and then I think we're loose now. I think we could probably do it, couldn't we?
Yes, just show me what it is, and I can do it.
All right, and he begins to explain it and show it to you, and pretty much it is a move that is kind of similar to where you're placing your hands on each other opposite. So, you know, you are on one side facing towards his back, and he is on the other side facing towards your back. So where you're facing opposite directions. And you walk for a few counts in a circle, and then you do a few kicks and moves, and then you come together and almost like a, what's the word? Like ballroom dancing. Cannot think of it.
Like a waltz?
Waltz, yeah, there we go. Whew, thank you.
Yeah.
Into a bit of a waltz, but it is definitely a lot quicker and a lot faster, and it's more mobile. And the big thing is that at the very end, you do a few twists and spins together, and then he will lift you up and then set you back down.
Okay. I'd be cool with that. He's pretty short.
He's strong, though. He's beefy. He's got it.
Strong. If we do a check for that, can I do it as a performance?
Yeah. Since you're the
Okay.
center of attention in that moment, yeah. So with that, you join into the Autumn of My Day as quick as you can.
Huh?
You start to... The line dance is very, very, very simple. And then eventually, after a few moments, the bridge comes up. And he grabs you and pulls you towards the center. Soon as you do, and he starts to follow you, you can see that everybody who's running around the circle with you begins to hoop and holler and cheer as there are people moving into the circle to do the movements. Okay, so I'd like you to go ahead and make a performance check.
Okay. Don't want it to be shitty. Ah, yes.
Nice. Okay, that is good enough. So in that moment, as you are dancing together, both of you are able to maintain that dance, maintain that form, keep in time, go into the quick waltz, and eventually the spins. In the flourish, he lifts you up and holds you up in a moment, spinning himself, which was not something he told you he was going to do, and then eventually sets you back down. And with that, the song concludes, and the people dancing cheer and celebrate, and he sort of waves and thank you. And he sort of looks up to you and smiles. And then he begins to move out of the circle as another song starts, and people begin to dance again. He begins to move out.
Okay. We'll go and follow him. He would kind of like be him with like the waves and like smiles and stuff, and then follow him.
Well, that was fun.
You didn't tell me about the that bit at the end though.
No, most of the time I figure it's best to let it be a surprise if someone's never done it before. Spinning and feeling of weightlessness can be quite fun, so, you know.
It's a bit like flying, and funny enough, I would know. Assuming he saw what she could do on the ship. Can't, then I'll let him wander.
Yeah.
This is a time, is it roughly? How long do I think we've spent here?
At this point, probably about 3 hours. It's getting close to 10 o'clock.
Okay.
I don't know about you, but I'm pretty beat.
We need to head out, I think, tomorrow morning. It's gonna be a day of riding. Yeah, I should probably go back.
Oh, here. Let me walk you back and call it a night.
I would appreciate that. Thank you.
Of course. He smiles, and then the two of you begin to exit the inn as the music slowly begins to fade. As you exit, as the two of you begin to walk back to the Royal Oak Inn. He sort of walks next to you, looking up at the different buildings and trees, and the stars up above. And he doesn't say anything unless you do.
No, I think she just like in a happy silence, like, enjoying the walk and the atmosphere.
So then, with that, eventually, after about 15-20 minutes, you do make your way back to the Royal Oak Inn. And getting to the door, he looks up at you and says, "Well, thank you for the wonderful time tonight, Eurydice. It was a great joy to finally be able to dance with somebody who seems to know what they're doing."
I would argue that you more taught me than anything, but it was a lot of fun, and I'm very appreciative that you asked me to come out dancing with you.
Well, least I can do. Well, have a wonderful rest of your night, and, well, just know that you'll be a missed presence on the ship. You and Grok and Twig and Nalfian and Din. All of you bring a liveliness to the ship that, when you're not there, it's missed.
We'll be back as soon as possible. And some of the magics that Din has, you'll get updates from Scott. So we won't be long.
All right. Very good. Well, good night, Eurydice, and safe travels.
Night, Mackie. See you.
And with that, he turns and walks away.
Okay. I don't know. She seems happy. Gonna turn around and walk into the oak. Royal Oak.
All right. So, with that, you're able to make your way in, and you can probably see at about this point, maybe 9:30, 10 o'clock, that probably Den, Grok, and Nalfian are still up and at him. Would Twig still be up this late waiting for Eurydice to get back?
Nah. I mean, probably like after that little intro session. I imagine we've been just like in the boys' room because that's like obviously where most of them would have been. Twig would have made like her way to her room pretty quickly. Like she wouldn't hang around. Like as soon as that little like training match was done, she'd just like slip out and go. And at that point, it's probably like a little bit late, so you know she'd probably stay up for maybe like an extra hour and then go to bed.
Okay. All right. Sounds good.
Are they in their room or are they in main tavern?
I mean, I think Nelf and Grok would have been downstairs still. I don't want to speak for Grok.
Yeah, Grok's still in town.
Yeah.
Okay. And then Den would be there with you guys.
Yuri walks in. She seems quite happy. Like she's almost still doing the steps a little bit as she kind of walks. She kind of see them. And are they still playing like Kingdoms and Castles?
Den is trying to get them to, but I doubt they are.
Yeah, after like Twig left,
Mm-hmm,
Grok has gone back to like hammering. Fucking, he's just getting trashed.
God.
It is quite
Okay,
fun. No? All right. I'll pick up the cards.
I kind of woke up.
I like the pictures. Like that guy looks like an absolute fucking tough bastard. But I don't get why Twig was like, you can't do that. Like, why not? I've got the fucking card. Let me just put it down. You know what I mean?
I understand. He was there. He doesn't even bother trying to explain it.
But
Okay.
good.
So with that, all of you
Gonna,
can
like-
see Eurydice enter, doing a little bit of steps as she walks in.
Hi, what are you guys still doing here? I thought we were meant to set off early tomorrow.
We're playing Kingdoms and Castles.
Well, trying to.
Yeah, it looks like it. How did that go?
Well,
Din.
honestly, I think everyone needs to watch out because I'm gonna I'm gonna get you all. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Honestly, I've not seen you play. I'm not gonna doubt you. I will make sure to think ahead in my strategies if we ever play against each other.
He is quite good. My.
Mm.
Well, listen, I need to head to bed. It was great attempting to learn kingdoms and castles with the two of you, and, well, Eurydice, you look like you're glowing. I'm happy that it seems like you've had a good night. But I need to head to bed. Good night, everyone. And Tin stands and begins to make his way up the stairs to the room.
No worries. In a bit, kid.
I looks back at the two boys. She's avoiding looking at Nalfian. She's looking at Grok. Are you guys gonna come up to bed soon?
I mean, soon. Yeah?
Yeah, soon.
Okay.
Oh, we'll be fine for tomorrow. Don't worry.
Yes,
Alright,
fine.
alright. Okay, don't drink too hard, otherwise it'll be more difficult to wake you up. Night. Leaves and heads up to the room.
Okay. So, you can actually see that, Din... So before you got up there, Eurydice, Twig, there would have been a knock at your door, and I guess it's up to you if it would have woken you up.
Yeah, she would have only like probably just been like getting into bed anyways,
Okay.
so she would have had definitely opened it.
So as you open the door, you can see that Din is standing there. And he looks down at you and says, "Do you mind if I come in?"
Sure.
And he steps in, and you can see that, well, as you know him, he isn't really Din anymore. He is Brandon. You can see him as he makes his way in. He kind of sits down at on one of the two beds and says, "Twig, would you mind sitting next to me for a second?"
Yes.
I just...
right next to him.
And he looks to you and says, "Now, I have a question for you, specifically for you.
Okay.
I was... And I apologize for being so emotional. But you said something the other day that didn't make sense until just now. When I told all of you who I was, you said something that piqued my interest.
Kind of like a little grin across her face, like she knows where this is going.
You didn't say Lord and Lady Bartold. You said Aunt Beth. Lady Bartold's name is Beth. Twig, are you my cousin?"
The grin just like goes into a full-fledged smile, and she's just gonna hug him.
And he'll hug back and squeeze. And you can hear him laugh, and he squeezes you very, very, very tight. And as he exhales, he pulls away and sort of has his arms resting on your shoulders, just looking you dead in the eye.
I never thought I'd be able to meet you.
And I never thought I'd be able to meet you. I am so happy that you are here and that I am here. Because I thought that all of the family that I ever could have cared about was gone. But then...
Well, I mean, that's also not true. I mean, you can always go back, you know.
Twig, I tried to go back.
Oh, well, yes, but Lord Barthold's a bit different, but Aunt Beth wouldn't. I mean, I don't think she'd want anything more than to see you back.
How do you know?
Oh, well, I mean, I've been staying with them for the past year, really. She's been looking after me, I guess. And, well, she said a little bit about what happened, so, well, I have some ideas of her thoughts around things, I guess.
Twig, I understand why you would think that. But think about it. I went back home shortly after I was attacked. I was able to get into the keep. There were people who I thought recognized me. They let me in freely. And then my own father sees me. And he calls me a thief, a beggar, an assassin, and calls the guards.
I know that, but forgive me, he's not exactly the nicest of people, and I mean, did you even see Aunt Beth when you were there?
No, but people saw me.
So then you don't know how she would have
there.
reacted. She wouldn't have reacted that way, though, if she knew.
But you don't know, and I don't know. And if I were to go back, if I were to drop everything and go back to Sandpoint now, what's to stop that from happening again? I barely escaped last time with my life.
Well, I don't know, but I mean, I'm sure that Aunt Beth would be able to figure out something. I mean, I don't think you'd know how much she misses you. I don't think you saw how sad she looked when she was telling me what happened. She'd find something, and I mean, I'm staying out in the villa, and you could stay with me until something's worked out. I mean, Lord Barthold never goes out anyway, so it's not like he'd ever find out.
You have such a beautiful soul, Twig. Maybe when all of this is over, maybe when more people know about me and what we've done, and the good we've done, maybe then I can go back. But there are so many important things that need to happen now. These people, they tried to take me, they tried to take you. They've shed so much blood and killed so many people. I have to put my own wants and feelings aside. because for so long I hid away. I tried not to confront what was in front of my face. And I couldn't. I couldn't escape it. I couldn't run. So now, instead of running away, I run towards it. That's why I came with all of you, and that's why now, even knowing that the ship and all of you are employed by the same man who called me an assassin and a thief, his own son, that's why I'm staying. I don't know if my mother and my father did this on purpose. If they didn't want me, or if...
Well, no, that wouldn't have been true. I mean, and after all, you can do that thing. You can send a message to people, right? Oh, I still think you should to her.
Go ahead and make a persuasion check.
1. I was gonna get a nat 20 on anything. Thank God it's that.
And you can see that resolute, stone-faced man break away into the same 18-year-old boy that he was when he first left home.
Well, it's not like you're gonna be there or anything, so worst comes worse. It's not like it really changes anything anyways.
I'm afraid. I'm afraid what if the truth is that they never wanted me? I would rather...
That's not true.
I would rather not know. I would rather live in this in-between of not knowing than know that they never wanted me or any of us.
He's kind of like taken aback, not quite sure how to handle this.
I don't think any of that would be true, though. Maybe you've just been away for too long, but Aunt Beth never would have. She would never do anything like that. She's the nicest person I think I've ever met. I think it'd be the furthest thing from the truth. That if she didn't want you or anything.
And you see that resolution return as he wipes away the tears. Okay. I'll do it, but I will do it when I'm ready.
I think that's fair enough. Just please don't just delay it any further than it really needs to be.
I just need to collect myself and think about what to say. I only have 25 words after all. What do you say to someone you haven't seen in 12 years?
I don't really think it matters so much what you're saying. I think it's more so the action, I guess. I think really she just needs to know. After all, I think that was obviously a reason why you didn't, why you're still here anyways, so I think part of that is because, well, she deserves to be happy. And not knowing where any of you have been for this time, I think that's I think that's going against what she really deserves.
All right. You're right. Just like I said, wise beyond your years. I'll do it in the morning. I want to sleep on what to say, and I will do it tomorrow. I promise.
I can feel like I can promise you that she wouldn't react any way negative.
You're right. You're right. I very, very badly want to believe you're right. And I guess we'll see tomorrow. And about at that point, Eurydice, you probably would have been at the door for the few moments before that, but I'm assuming Eurydice might have respected that.
Nope. If she feels like they're having some sort of like private conversation, she can hear it through the door. She's gonna like back up a little.
Okay. All right. So with that, he... Well, we have a long journey ahead of us. And important business to attend to. Thank you, Twig. The best cousin anyone could ever ask for. And he'll hug you one more time.
Definitely going in for that hug.
Yeah, okay. So, you hug. Let go. With that, he stands, makes his way towards the door, opens it, and sees you standing there, Eurydice, and says, I'm so sorry.
Oh, don't worry about it. I assumed some sort of conversation happening, and I didn't want to intrude on it.
Well, thank you. Good night, Eurydice. And he leaves the door open, assuming that you're going to go in there, and heads into the boys' room.
He's gonna in, shut the door, look at Twig. Twig looking. Look happy, just look sad.
Oh no, definitely happy.
So it's like, you look like you're in a good mood. Conversation, whatever it was, went well.
I guess. But how was your night?
It was really nice. Me and Mackie went dancing. We had some drinks, talked for a little while. This was really fun line dances, and picked me up and like, span around, and then he walked me back here, and it was really nice. I really enjoyed it.
Glad.
Pretty late. So I suggest that to sleep, otherwise we're gonna be extremely tired on the ride tomorrow.
Well,
Yes.
I was already planning to before Din came in. So I
Yeah.
certainly agree. The boys aren't staying up for too long, are they?
I mean, they said they're going to bed soon. They were still drinking. I walked in, and then, like, don't worry, we're gonna be fine tomorrow. I feel like whatever I try to do to persuade them isn't gonna change anything. I'm kind of just trusting that they're going to be fine.
Right. Did you say anything to Nalfian?
No, I didn't. It wasn't it's not my place, and I don't particularly want to talk to him anyway.
Did he at least look less upset?
He? I walked in and like talked to Grok and Alfin. Did he look less upset?
That's
He has a couple of drinks in him. But he wasn't particularly looking at you.
Okay. I mean, he looked fine. He wasn't looking at me, but I can't blame him. So yeah, he's fine.
Was that really a bad decision?
No, at least not on your part at all. It was just. I don't think it was a bad decision. It was just strong reaction on his part. That's all. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
We're just gonna get herself into bed.
Ray's gonna sit down. She only needs 4 hours. So she's going to read through her tome. To look at the new things that have appeared in there. Study them. And she is also going to use the spell storing amulet. Before she like has her rest and stuff, she's going to store fireball in there.
Okay. All right. Whew, sounds good. Conjure the small bead of flame and then channel it into the amulet.
I'd rather not accidentally channel it out.
And everybody
Jesus.
dies. Tavern collapses. Hundreds of innocents are dead.
It's from one fireball.
Yeah, well, the fireball only it steel beams, right? Melted by fireball.
Oh. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's fine.
We're good.
Yeah.
Okay. So, with that, we'll go ahead and cut back to Nalthian and Grok. Are the two of you doing anything aside from drinking away? Or did you have something else you wanted to do in the meantime?
Rock's gonna like continue drinking for a little, but he's kind of like looking at Nalf like, I mean, well, no, he'd straight up ask me like, we're gonna try and slip out tonight or what? Or in the morning?
I think it's better that we go tonight. We'll have more cover in the night. We can slip in and out a hell of a lot easier and less people to point fingers our way. Also, that way the girls don't ask questions in the morning. I'm ready if you're ready.
Aye, just let's be careful, yeah?
It's my middle name. Nelfian will down the rest of whatever he's got. He's ready.
Careful, Baynir.
Yeah, man, write that shit down. Write that shit down.
Doesn't roll off the tongue very smoothly, but okay. Okay, alrighty. So with that, you guys finish off your drinks and you head back up to Melora's chapel. All right. Sounds good. You make your way up and past the. Oh, that's weird. Sorry, I have to refresh my page real quick because there's still Hollow Knight music playing, even though I had stopped it. That was weird. There we go. So you make your way back towards Melora's chapel, and you know exactly which hovel you need to go to in order to get what you need. So, with that, Are you two stealthing together? Grok, are you sending Nalfian in to get it? What's the plan?
So, just to kind of like, I don't know, blend in, Grok would at least be wrapping up in something a bit darker rather than his usual shit and leave the anchor.
Okay. Also, armor
So
or
they
no
would
armor?
no armor.
No. Okay, yeah.
So he'd slip up into his room, take off at least. Do you know what? He'd probably try and take the gauntlet off as well.
Okay. So, Grok, in that moment, as you go to take the gauntlet off, doesn't budge.
Is Nalfian with Grok?
Yeah,
Like getting ready?
yeah, for sure, for sure.
Then you'll just hear Grok go, shite.
Uh, is it stuck?
Yeah. Very.
But, maybe just bring it for now? I don't think you got a fucking choice.
I mean, I guess I've got to, really, haven't I?
You got any more of that, oil you were using for your hair?
Oh,
Mayonnaise?
unfortunately
What
not.
was it?
Right. Let's. Fuck it. I'll just leave it on. Let's get a cloak over us and let's get a crack on.
Alright. I'm not gonna take a look at that hand and, I guess head out.
Okay. Alrighty. So, with that, the two of you head out. Get the Buddha.
Slide her out.
As the two of you are walking along in the dark city streets, at this point, most of the activity having gone to rest, heading there around midnight. Nalfian, as you're walking along, you can hear a whisper behind you. So, is this your plan? Just go in there and steal? What happens if he wakes up? Think about that. So you can hear Shadow now talk to you.
It's talking to me out loud or like in my head?
In your head.
Can I feel as though I can respond in my head?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Why don't you shut the fuck up and watch and learn? He's not gonna wake up. I can handle this. I've handled much worse.
No, I've handled much worse. Remember?
Oh, I remember, and I was there. There was still shit I was doing before you were even thought of. So, again, I started this. I've been doing this. So don't think that I can't handle my own shit. Now be a good little boy and sit the fuck down.
Okay. Okay. You said he's not going to wake up, though. You willing to put money on that?
And what money do you have that's not mine?
Fair enough. You can feel the shadow vanish from behind you.
Nuffy just kind of like sniffs and straightens his cloak out, pulls his hood over his head.
Okay. So with that, as the two of you approach, go ahead and make stealth checks. There's not necessarily guards patrolling, but there are priests who are moving around freely, not necessarily looking for anything, but just moving. Okay. All right. Those balance out. So the two of you moving along. Nalfian, you definitely have to give some handicap points here to Grok as he needs the help. Grok, although you're not wearing your armor, it's still, the issue is walking quietly. Because typically you don't give a flying fuck where
No,
you
he
step
doesn't
most
give
of
a
the time.
shit.
Yeah, so you have to actually have some due diligence as Nalthian is sort of whispering to you, pointing out, oh no, don't, there's a twig right there, don't do that. And you actually do eventually get into a rhythm after a while, and you start to be very active of where you're stepping, thanks to Nalthian. And with that, the two of you get to the hovel, and you can see that there is a leather flap door that is currently closed.
Grok kind of like nods his head towards Nalfian, and then he'll like, as quiet as he can, say, "We're not hurting him."
I was gonna like put one of his hands up. You have my word, we're not hurting him. See, this is one of those moments where I would send Shadow off to do this, but I don't trust that bitch, so...
Like, Grok will nod and then kind of like, you know, tip his head in the direction, like, as in Nalf goes first.
Yeah, Nalfin will slip inside.
Okay, all right, Nalf. Stealth check still maintained, so you're able to move inside. And you can see that the hovel is very, very modest, as it would be. There is a bed that is elevated up off the ground on the far left-hand corner, where currently Brother Malachi is sleeping. There is an end table, small nightstand next to the bed. On top of the end table, there is a looks to be jewelry holder where currently the necklace is sitting on. But in front of the nightstand and in front of the amulet is his wheelchair, currently imposing the way between the necklace and the entrance.
Can I maneuver around it?
Yeah, you could. You're thin enough, it would just be more of an issue for Grok to get around it.
Okay, Nalfin would just put his hand up so Grok wouldn't come all the way around and just let Nalfian try to squeeze around it.
Okay. Alrighty. So, Nalfian, we'll go ahead and consider this. I'm going to have you make a sleight of hand check, but this is going to be from moving around the wheelchair, grabbing the necklace, and then getting back out.
Okay, I am also going to preemptively. If something goes wrong, I'm going to ready darkness.
Okay. Good idea.
Can I add on to that?
Oh, yes, you may. Yes, you may.
If I see him wake up or stir, Grok will cast Command and use the word quiet.
All right. You're holding that. Got it. Readying darkness just in case. Okay. So that means command will happen first.
Sorry.
No, it's okay.
Okay, that's not bad.
No, it's not. So you are able to move around the wheelchair the first time.
Mm-hmm.
Cautiously and carefully lift up the necklace, taking it off, making sure that none of the stones click-clack next to each other to make a noise. You begin to make your way around the wheelchair a second time, but that cloak, it ends up getting caught in the wheelchair, and it causes the wheelchair to just do a small squeak. And I'd like you to roll a D100. 51 and up, he wakes up. 50 and below, he doesn't.
My worst enemy, the D100.
It's a 50-50 chance. What the
that?
fuck are those odds, man?
Is that good?
Yeah.
Wait, I don't remember.
Yeah,
Yes,
51
okay,
and up, he
yeah.
doesn't wake up. That,
Hell yeah.
somebody, so yesterday somebody rolls a 1, Cyrus does, and now you roll a 100. That's crazy. That is insane.
This is child's play, motherfucker. This is what he does. Knock on wood. I'm knocking on wood.
Oh my
Let's get
goodness.
out first.
Okay, all right. So with that, you can see there is a small snore that stops, a skip of a heartbeat, and yours does too, ready to drop darkness, but you wait. The snores return to normal, and you are able to make your way out of the hovel.
Oh, fuck. Great. Without, like, we're not trying to call attention to ourselves, but we're just going to walk away like we're just, like, having a casual walk down the road.
Okay. So I'll leave it up to you. You can either make a deception check or a stealth check. Either one.
Oh, deception for me.
I'll do
for sure.
stealth.
Yeah, so either or is fine.
Wow.
7. Okay.
I mean, we're just walking down the street. It's not like,
But you're also a dark elf and a hobgoblin.
fucking racist bitches. Okay.
And we're both like cloaked up, hooded.
Yeah.
That's fucking profiling, man, but okay.
So, as the two of you get out of Melora's temple, that is for sure, and you get back to the main thoroughfare, and eventually get right around to the corner of the Bayside Promenade, and you are very, very close to the inn. Now, the only issue is there is a bank that is on your way to the inn. Now, as you are coming up around the corner, cloaks up, you've made it this entire way, but as you begin to approach, you hear a voice of a very gruff voice call out behind you. Say, "Halt there! Turn around slowly, pull down your hoods."
Nothing will comply.
Okay.
Yeah, so we'll go rock, but probably a little more begrudgingly.
Okay. You can see that there is a half-orc man, thinly trimmed beard, 2 tusks coming out of the bottom of his mouth, short-trimmed hair, in this like gold-trimmed white armor. And you can see that there are 3 guards standing behind him for a total of 4. All of them wearing what looks to be plate mail with swords on their sides. No weapons are drawn yet. He steps forward until he's about 10 feet away from you and says, "What business do you have out being this late?"
We're just making our way back to the tavern. Late night out. Try to get some sleep before we head out of town tomorrow.
"Which tavern did you come from?"
We're just staying right up ahead. Nothing will point to this place here that I forget the name of.
The Royal Oak.
The Royal Oak. We're only a couple blocks away, sir.
"So you're staying at the Royal Oak, but you went out drinking somewhere else?"
Listen, I'll be honest. We're staying on a ship on the docks. Well, we were drinking on the ship, but we're going back to the inn because our captain's on the ship. And if he knows we've been drinking, well, we'll be fucked.
Yeah, we
The
don't
Rock's
like
breath
that.
still reeks of booze.
We'd rather get home before we cause any trouble. So
So, I had to slip away from a captain. And hence the get up. So, rather not have to mop the decks tomorrow.
All right, one of the two of you make a persuasion check with advantage.
+2. What do you got, Grok?
+3.
Want to try?
Yeah, let's.
Okay.
Yellow.
Yeah. Okay, here we go.
Oh, bless up.
21
bless
and
up.
a 10. Okay.
Bless up.
You can see the half-orc kind of squint, look at you both up and down. "One of you definitely has the looks of a sailor. The other, though, must be hired help of some kind, new to the seas." Looking to you, Nalfian.
As he says that, Grok will slap him right in the back and say, "He hasn't got fucking sea legs. He's more like a fucking sea fish. He flops about. He gets fucking sick."
I'm learning. Okay, I'm doing the best that I can. It's not sailing isn't my trade, but when you don't have a fucking job, what can you do?
"Well, how about we give you an escort back to your tavern, then? Make sure there's not another mistake like this."
That's very kind of him, isn't it?
By the way, I never caught your names.
It's Grok. Grok.
Nalfian.
Grok and Nalfian. Dark elf and a hobgoblin. Interesting combination. Let's
Huh.
go.
I'm the handsome one, he's the muscle.
And they begin to lead you back towards the Royal Oak.
Oh, Elfie is trying so hard to keep his mouth shut.
Okay. So, eventually, they don't say anything. You get back to the Royal Oak, and before you go in, as you walk up to the door, the half-orc man throws his arm up against the door, preventing you from walking in, and says, "Just so we're on the same page, if I catch you out by that bank tomorrow night, or any night after, there won't be any questions. Do I make myself clear?"
Aye, aye, Captain.
Yeah, Crystal. And Alfina will. He'll give him a little look.
Nalfian and Grok. Hope I see you again sometime soon. He moves his arm out of the doorway and whistles, and the
Feel
guards
is
follow him away.
mutual, mate.
All right. With that, the two of you are able to walk into the inn and are able to head to bed.
As soon as we get upstairs, Nelfie's just gonna hand Grok the necklace.
And like Grok will like turn it off. Like he can drink a lot more than that. He's not like
Nah,
super
yeah.
drunk. And he's like, fucking hell, that was. I mean, we could have taken him, but then the other fucking knobheads turned up behind him.
Uh, Shit's the same everywhere. Shouldn't be surprised.
I
I
mean,
just didn't know walking was a crime.
apparently wearing a hood and going down the street where there happens to be a bank's not alright.
Ah,
Fuck this town. This town shit.
oh well. We're leaving tomorrow, so we'll leave the fucking place behind.
Well, let's hope it's the right fucking key then, aye?
Yeah. I don't think we're going back anytime soon, so it better be the right fucking key. Can't have a hobgoblin and a dark elf hanging around a bank, walking the streets. You never know what could happen, Grok.
No, of course not. A drow and a hobgoblin. Bad combination, apparently.
I hear it's very dangerous, but I wouldn't know. And if he's gonna like flop onto his bed. Also,
Yes.
um, sorry, I was reading, saying, uh, now Fate in his head is gonna say, by the way, you owe me 50 gold pieces. Oh, what he gotta say now?
No, sorry. I was looking at that. I was trying to figure out what was wrong with the chat.
Oh, okay.
But he does respond and says, "Oh, don't worry. One of these days, all the wealth that's left in the world's gonna be yours."
Yeah, well, like I said, you can fuck off now.
And he does. So, with that, all of you head off to sleep. You wake up in the next morning as the sun greets you wonderfully. The sun rises. You get up. You return your keys to the front desk. You gather your horses Bonnie, Rio, Dale, and Cash.
Hell
Been
yeah.
sending off his message, or
He is. As you
Okay.
guys get on your horses and you begin to head out onto the road that leads southward. As you're getting ready to leave, Den will say, Twig, do you want to ride on my horse for the first bit of the journey? I think we have something we need to talk about.
Yeah, that's fine by me.
And with that, all of you mount. And you begin to ride off. And Den and Twig do hang back a little bit. And you can see the blade begins to glow underneath his scabbard, Twig. And eventually he exhales and he begins to speak. You know that the magic was used, that the spell is working. And you hear him speak. Hello, Mother. Twig found me. She and I love and miss you so much. Don't tell Father. I will return home one day. Love, Brandon. And you see he just waits for a moment. And then eventually you see his eyes shoot up. And he begins to laugh and smile. And
Say something?
she did. She did.
Oh, what did she say?
It was hard to understand, but she was happy. She was crying, but they were happy tears. She kept saying she couldn't believe it. She was so thankful that she loved us both very much.
gonna give him a big hug again, probably like, hoping not to disturb I guess the reins of the horse too much. But
Yeah. No, yeah.
just like, pretty much just like right into his ear.
See, I think you're gonna get home. You will be home again.
Well, even if I don't return to Sandpoint, I am just as happy being here with you and Grok and Eurydice and Nalfian. You're my family as well. And he once again squeezes you. And you begin to ride off towards Issa Nalor. And on that note, that is where we're going to end tonight's session. Bada bing, bada ba-boom. There we go. Oh, man. Woo-wee. There it is, ladies and gents. I know this session was called Issa Nalor, but...
Should
I
be
mean,
called
we're on the
racial
way
profiling.
Oh, yeah. Hey.
Racism.
Well, you guys had to pick the 2 races that...
Wasn't my guy a half orc, like the guard?
Yeah.
Motherfucker! Who does he think he is? Okay. Too many things about that with Nalfian today has hurt him.
Yeah. Yeah.
Eh.
Yeah. Poor.
I digress.
Poor. Yeah. It's rough. It's rough. Nalfengrot go out to commit. Yeah, Ryan's right. Nalfengrot go out to commit a crime, gets mad when guards stop them. Damn, yeah.
Fuck up. Hey, man.
Dare he? I mean, yeah, we were committing crimes, but who has the audacity?
We were doing something extremely illegal.
It was being stopped for like a crime, like a different crime though. So
Yes.
like I guess.
Exactly.
Fine, go.
Yeah.
Also, nobody got hurt.
Nobody got hurt, yeah. I'm sure that nothing will come of that either.
Oh.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you so much for watching, everybody. I hope that you enjoyed tonight's session. I sure did. Tune in next Saturday for the next episode of the Isles of Iverion, where they head into Isanalor for realsies this time. Or tune in this Tuesday for the Salamander Coast as they figure out where the hell they are and when the hell they are, and who exactly this Witch of the Woods is and what she has to do with the bigger story. Or tune in next Friday for the Explorers of Afera as they finally get to meet Cyrus's mama, Penelope Casarillo, and see how that develops. So thank you all so much for watching tonight, and I hope that you have a great rest of your morning, afternoon, night, whatever it may be. All right, farewell, and have a good one. Bye.
Bye.